The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful people. And welcome to New York City. We're live at Pier 17. This show starts now. Football! We can't hear a single thing right now, so we have no idea if our microphones are working or not, but it is an absolute honor to be in New York City, live in Mike Greenberg Get Up Studio for this Overreaction Monday, December 4th, 2023. When you say football storylines are a-buzzing, normally you'd say, well, that's a little bit overdramatic. Not today. The NFL has storylines brewing, and college football has an absolute nuclear conversation on its hands that we will be in the middle of all 3 hours from this glorious studio. It's not just me here. No. The Toxic Table is here. At Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con Man, Ty, how you feeling in the big city, Con?
Oh, pretty amazing. I mean, when people say New York is different, it is. There's more bumps. There's more trash. It's harder to get around everywhere. I personally love that. Who wouldn't? You know, it's a good time. Wonderful scene. This is the nicest studio I've ever been in. Definitely shouldn't be in here. The lights are amazing. The people are amazing. And there are, 17 cameras? It's sweet. It's sweet to be.
A lot of cameras, 17 people, a couple different audio people. We've obviously breaking some barriers in this particular studio. Able to hear each other. First time ever here at Pier 17.
Yeah, sweet.
Ty, I can't wait to hear you all day today, especially after last night, pal.
Yeah, last night was a great time. You know, when we were flying in on Sunday, I mean, you look at the weather and it was dismal. I'm just thinking, hey, another New York City weekend, you know, it's going to be dreary. We're not going to have any fun. Last night was incredible, obviously. And then this morning, what a beautiful little jaunt down here, huh?
Yeah,
what a beautiful little jaunt down here.
It's been fantastic. The Packers get a massive
Yeah,
one.
huge.
Now, we have to talk about it, obviously, because whenever Aaron Rodgers will be joining us live from this studio tomorrow.
Oh, wow,
Okay.
wow.
Okay.
He's 40 years old now.
Yes.
Congrats. Birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Aaron. Happy belated.
Way to go, Aaron.
You did it, Aaron.
Way to go. 40th year is going to be your best year. He'll be here. But obviously, we were very close to the entire situation that happened in Green Bay. We followed along very closely because not only was our show a part of it, but a good friend of ours was a part of it. And whenever the Green Bay Packers make it to the NFC Championship a couple years back, and they have something that maybe if they just get one more piece, they're going to win another Super Bowl. It's going to be another parade over there in Lambeau in Green Bay.
What?
And instead, they draft for the future with Jordan Love. And in the second round, they draft A.J. Dillon, even though they have Aaron Jones playing his best football at the running back position. So clearly, they're punting for the future to kind of rebuild, which is what the Packers have done throughout history, if you look and do that. And at the time, I raised some questions. I said, excuse me, you're this close to the Super Bowl. You know how bad people want to get to a Super Bowl? You're this close. You got a quarterback still playing MVP level, one of the smartest guys in the history of the league. You give him a couple more weapons, maybe shore up that run defense, all of a sudden you guys got another ring or two. They thought, zoomed out, about the future. So then they push Aaron Rodgers out of town. They say, Jordan Love, we got to see what he's got. We got to go with this young crew. They got rookie tight ends now catching touchdowns. It's like, hey, Gutekunst. I certainly question the moves. I certainly question the motives. I thought this guy wants to build his own ego, build his own hype, build his own legacy. Aaron Rodgers wasn't my guy. I need to bring my guy and have success. They're doing it. Yep. They beat the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, and their schedule gets easier down the road here. So although they're still not in the lead in the NFC North, and the Detroit Lions get another massive win over the Saints where they have to hold on to that dub, it's like the future is so bright. It is the sun in Green Bay, and somehow this Packers organization has gone from Brett Favre, don't sue us, to Aaron Rodgers, and now seemingly this dude who's poised in the pocket, has weapons that can dance.
Like that.
Nice.
Now, injuries are going to take place, obviously, but when you watch this team, I personally have to say, all right, seems like Guthrie knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
LaFleur's never lost a game in December. He's 16-0. All of a sudden, the season's getting a little bit easier. Tie, 6 to midnight, I'd assume, with everything popping off right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely ecstatic. I mean, you're just kind of, we've been talking about it all year. With Jordan Love, it's just been, hey, is he the guy? Some weeks he looks like he is, some weeks he doesn't. These last 3 weeks, I mean, he's the guy. He's the guy for the Packers going forward. I mean, I do feel like I kind of pulled a horseshoe out of my ass. You know, you're wondering, hey, what are we going to do if he's not the guy? He is. I mean, Christian Watson's finally healthy now, and I think it was just they're so young on offense, and it was kind of just taking these guys in a little bit time to like gel and kind of mature together because they are kind of they're rolling right now. And then defensively, they've actually been pretty good.
What, 9 first-rounders or something? What is it?
Yeah,
8 first-rounders?
9 first-rounders starting on the defense, and it is one of those things where it seems like either, you know, guys get hurt and they kind of wait, and no one's playing at the same time, but they're doing well.
What's up, baby?
Wow.
What's going on, y'all?
What's up, man? Hey, we were just talking about.
What up, fellas?
How we doing, Stephen
Y'all
A?
doing, man?
We were just talking about the Packers being able to go from Brett to Aaron to Jordan, seemingly having no problem at all. ESPN goes from somebody to Stephen A, then it becomes the Stephen A. Smith era. Good to see you.
up, baby?
Look at this guy.
I'm trying. What's going on? Look, man. That damn Jordan Love looking good.
He is.
I didn't expect that.
Me neither.
He's
Well,
looking.
kinda. Hold on.
I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it. Like, I'm watching. Aaron Rodgers, he's a bad man. You know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. Of course. But I'm watching him, and I'm like, you know, I'm accustomed to seeing some of those throws at Lambeau Field. I mean, some of them, I was kind of shocked that I saw.
How about that 4th and 2 to Dobbs? Fade away.
Listen. The brothers got skills. Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur is doing a good job. I got to give credit where credit is due. We'll see if they keep it up. But I got to give credit where credit is due.
Let's talk about the Niners just going into Philadelphia and just boat racing them. I told you this was going to happen on your show. Literally,
You
first thing.
You did.
Came in,
You
I said,
did.
there's a lot of things. They came in with the Black Air Forces.
I was thinking about you. I was thinking about you because you did say that. I didn't expect them to get boat raced the way that they did. Short week. Eagles, you know, winning the game against Buffalo, played some, you know, all of those minutes. I get it, but no excuses. They got their ass kicked, no doubt. 49ers are the best team in football.
What about Dolphins? You like Dolphins?
Come on.
Listen, to me, they're too physical. Now, Tyreek Hill is a different animal, but I think
Well, especially when you don't cover him.
But
Shout
I
out to
think,
the
but I think
Commanders.
that's well,
Shout out to the Commanders. Just
no,
not
first
cover.
of all, expect that Eric Bieniemy, his hope of being the head coach, I think is just going down the drain. Okay, obviously
We don't like it.
We don't like it, but it's true. Magic Johnson's already talking to Josh Harris. They're gonna make change. You know, it's gonna be a new coaching staff next year. Make no mistake about it. That's done. That's already done. I'm telling you that right now.
I heard there was a thought that Ron Rivera might have thought he was still the coach next year.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't somebody tell us that?
Absolutely.
He was thinking he's not a lame duck coach.
Stephen A, does Magic
get checked?
Does Magic know that he is the best tweeter / Xer of all time?
All time.
Just
Is he?
Yes.
just
Is
straight.
he?
Hey,
Yes.
hey,
Is he?
He'll just tweet Commanders lost 45-13 today. We stunk.
Wow.
Period.
It's magic, and then it's you telling us what to eat before we have sex.
Salad.
Two right there.
Salad.
It's true. You don't want to be bloated. You know, you got to be ready. You know, so you don't want to be bloated. That's true. But I will tell you this about Magic. Magic is one of those dudes. Listen, he's going to say what he's going to say, and he's going to make it very, very clear. He ain't going to tolerate this nonsense. The day he walked up in there, he was like, Josh, man, these dudes ain't. I'm telling you right now, I haven't spoken to him in months, and because I've known him for 25 years. I'm telling you what I know. He looks at them, and he's like, these brothers, they don't want it bad enough. We got to get rid of these guys.
He's
You
won
gotta get rid of
everywhere,
these
right? Magic has won in every single league. That he's been
No
in.
question. And so I just think that that change is inevitable. It's already done. It's already going to happen. It's just a matter of who they're going to get to come in. But those brothers are gone.
Who? Bill Belichick? Is that who they're going to hire?
You know what? If I was him, I'd go take the Chargers job because I think Brandon Staley should go.
Yeah.
He should definitely
to
go.
go.
Did I stutter?
6-0.
Did I
He just
stutter?
beat the Patriots.
Did I
6-0
stutter?
yesterday.
Are you touched? Are you touched by that performance? You held New England and Zappy scoreless. I mean, congratulations. Let's get you some cookies and milk. I mean, it's such a touching moment. I don't give a damn about that. Listen. You lose 20. You lose a 27-0. First of all, I thought he should have been fired. I thought he should have been allowed home on a plane when they lost to Jacksonville last year. Then obviously you got a whole bunch of close games, at least 5 that you lost by 3 points or less. But you look at Brandon Staley. You know, you just see when I look at a coach, I assume that X's and O's they know what they're doing. At some point in time, it's about whether or not you could be a leader of men. And He's not that guy.
He came into our studio one time.
Yep.
A long time ago.
And we talked to him.
Right.
And I questioned what you just mentioned there a little bit.
Yep.
And then COVID happened.
Yeah.
So his first 2 years in the building wasn't even able to really get to know
That's
anybody.
true.
And now they're just kind of on the outlier of that. I think everybody thinks he's out. I think
Well, it's
everybody
not
thinks
just
he's out.
that. Justin Herbert, regardless of what troubles he's had this year, we know he's a stud.
Yeah.
And so you have to ask yourself, are you wasting away seasons of a dynamic quarterback like that who's 6'6", can make all the requisite throws, got the talent that he has? You can't waste away. You got to put him in the best position to win.
You're right. So let's move to another dynamic quarterback.
Okay.
Dak Prescott.
Wow.
Whoa. Huh?
Yeah.
I knew you were going to go there.
Huh,
I knew you was
Tom?
going to go there.
How
I knew you was going to go there.
Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm glad,
Big Mike McCarthy
I'm glad you're
getting
sitting
his
down.
bag.
I'm glad you're sitting down.
Nope, standing up now. This is what Dak's doing right now. Stephen A. Dak and Cat doing this right here, all in your face.
Dak is a top 2 MVP candidate.
Whoa!
Stephen A.
You're right.
He's a
Very back.
Now, that's the good news.
Okay.
The bad news is that's decided between September and December.
Oh, come on.
His problem is in January, and it will be again.
No, they're a different team this year.
Okay, you could say that, but are they going to be different when they go against San Francisco?
I'll tell you
Well,
what. I don't know if anybody wants to play against that San Francisco team right
You know
now.
what I'm saying?
They're
That is-
talking.
that is the point. Are they going to be different when it's time to go up against those boys? And I say no. And by the way, they better win the division because guess what? They don't want to see the Eagles on the road either. They want to have. They want to.
What do you think happens to the Eagles after this loss? I think we actually said this during our pick segment on Friday. I said this is going to be a loss for the Eagles that like 3 weeks from now we're going to say like, hey, remember since the Niners game they've been different, like a wake up call type thing. Is that how you think? Will
I kind of think that way, but I am worried about the Eagles this weekend against Dallas.
Even-
This weekend.
Wow.
Even with Big Dom on the sideline?
This weekend
Dom's
against
back.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Big Dom's
I
back.
understand. But this weekend against Dallas on the road, Dallas is a different team. at
Very
home.
good.
Hey, you think Big Dom should have got kicked out of there yesterday? No way. Big Dom owns that.
Trying to do his job.
Doing his job. Bingo.
What do you want?
Listen,
Stay out of there. Big
you got to.
Oh, hey, he's a security.
You don't
know. You
gotta
look at
stay out
Big
of
Dom.
that. You got to stay out of that. You can't get in the middle of that.
He's got the one earpiece. He is
No, no.
supposed to.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Security. Security is for the fans and all that other stuff, not for the players.
Well, if a fight's about to happen.
No,
Yeah,
let's
trying
let
to
that
gouge his
happen.
eyes out.
Let's let that happen.
The guys wore black Air Forces on the way in. Big Dom was on high alert that entire day.
You're supposed to let that happen, Pat. You're supposed to let that happen. And you of all people should appreciate that. I mean, as much as you like to get in the tussle from time to time, I mean, you should have you should let
To
that
be
happen.
clear, if I was teammates with old buddy on the Niners, I would say you should have punched him.
A lot of people are saying he punched you. Oh my God, he threw it.
No, it was just
Yeah.
I am punch smacking him out.
it was just a boop.
Speaking of smacking him out, Florida State. Wow.
Thank God.
I know you like to roll with those types of people, the people that are in the committees and stuff.
I support the committee's decision.
Hell yeah.
Florida State was undefeated. I get that. But the flip side is that your star quarterback goes down. I said several points on first take. I'm going to repeat them right now.
Yes.
Number one, you had your star quarterback go down. You didn't look good against Florida. You didn't look good against Louisville. Style points matter. Why do style points matter? We saw a national championship game where TCU got blown out 65-7. You're the college football committee. You don't want that again. You don't want that in back-to-back years.
Dude.
You know what? If Jordan Travis hadn't gotten hurt, it's unfortunate, but Kirk Herbstreit highlighted this for us yesterday all over social media.
Well, we know how Herbert-
He's talking about the criteria is there. Player availability as well. If somebody gets hurt, unfortunately, that factors into their decision. So we got that going on. And here's my whole thing as well. Strength of schedule, Alabama ranked 5th. Florida State ranked 55th. Strength of schedule. Also, we got to take this into consideration, how they've looked over the last 11 weeks, who they've beaten, okay, and how they looked in doing so. We also have to take this into consideration. You know something? We don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah, this is the thing you do.
Primetime Deion Sanders, he wanted that job years ago. If he were the coach and they had a 12-0 record, they'd be in the playoffs.
Oh, you're saying the buzz, the juice.
The buzz, the juice.
God.
It matters.
It does.
It matters in college football. I didn't say it's fair. I didn't say it's right, but it's true. It's the truth. It's the truth. That's right. That's right. It's not nonsense. It's not nonsense.
The blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
You are speaking
And
on this set to
not
these
blasphemy.
esteemed people.
To us.
Let me say one thing. I'm going to put together a committee.
Yes.
I'm going to get Rex Ryan,
Right.
Mike Shanahan, Marv Levy's still alive, anyone, all the Bill Parcells.
Big tuna.
And when the NFL season is over, let every team play their 17 games.
Yes.
And then we're going to put together a committee and let them choose the 14 best, the ones they like best, and let those be the teams that wind up. Come on, no, it is not.
Stupid.
Why?
That's stupid.
Why?
I'm not saying stupid stuff in this studio.
Nope.
Just because we're here. That's stupid.
There is an objective way they measure these teams in college football. It is called strength of record. They put all these metrics into a computer. And the team whose strength of record was third was Florida State. Number 3.
Okay.
What they accomplished was third best of all the teams in the country. So unless we've decided to turn this into figure skating, in which there is absolutely no... I love figure skating. Well, I don't know anything about figure skating. But here's what I do know. The only way to determine who was a better figure skater, you or you, which candidly is a competition I'd love to see sometime, but the only way is by letting someone subjectively say, you did it better than you did it. In football, we have criteria that have been established ahead of time.
There's
they
rules,
are
Stephen
the
A.
third best
Can I
team
respond?
in the
Can I
country.
respond?
Yes.
First of all,
we got rules.
First of all, style points matter. They always have in college football. Secondly, this is the first time or the second time or the third time we've complained about college football committees and their decisions. Thirdly, if you really, really wanted to make it, why didn't you emulate what Ohio State did in 2014? J.T. Barrett goes down, Cardale Jones curls up.
59-0.
59-0 on Wisconsin, plus they win the national championship. By the way, if you want to complain about somebody, why don't you complain about Michigan if you're Florida State? Because they were associated with a cheating scandal, and they went in. Why didn't you bring them up? Why are you looking at Alabama? By the way, who did Alabama beat? They beat a team that hadn't lost in 2.5 years.
Right.
They won 29 straight. That were the 2-time reigning defending national champions, and you knocked them out. Excuse me, those are the reasons that you put somebody in a college football playoff. Not somebody that's going to have a third-string quarterback. A second or third string quarterback. Wanamaker, I think that's his name. Okay.
Wanamaker.
I mean, give me a break. Keon Coleman and those brothers on Bad Brothers. I get all that. Their defense is legit. But at the end of the day, you are worried about TCU there being a repeat display.
Oh my
God.
God.
You are. And that is just
think about the games. Think about the kids.
Do you know why TCU was in that game last year?
Because
they beat Michigan. You put them in the Final Four and they won a game there. Second of all,
you should have complained about Michigan.
You just made this about
I'm done with this. I'm so sick of it. Why are we doing it? What the hell? How is this what we're doing?
Come on! Be
What
careful.
Hey, one last thing.
The glass window, be
Wrap this whole
careful.
thing up. You're right. Don't break the window.
Can I just briefly say that it is not Alabama that should have been out, but Texas? Because Texas's
Even though
strength
Texas
of record
beat Alabama?
was 5th. Yes, their strength of
months
record
ago.
was
Yeah.
5th. Alabama's was 4th.
Okay.
You picked the 4 best teams, the teams that had the 4 best seasons.
That's an argument
and you
I'm willing
put
to
them
entertain
in.
other than you talk about leaving Alabama out.
I would have.
That ain't happening.
Roll Tide, roll.
No SEC team in the college football players has never happened.
Well, that's ESPN
Never
bias
happened.
right there.
Of course.
ESPN bias.
I have good news. I have good news.
That's right.
Going to 12 last year, this is the last time it's ever happened. If you're 13 and you complain, I said it yesterday, you
cares?
should be stoned to death.
Yeah, we've heard about We've heard about college football forever.
Can't watch again.
Anyways, to your point, the fact that you guys were in sports media whenever this thing was decided to be the way, kind of both your faults.
For sure.
Just even letting this be.
Excuse me.
There's Power 5 conferences. There's only 4 spots.
I've been complaining
the people
about
that were in
I've
the
been complaining
microphones
about
let
that
it
for years.
happen.
Yeah, they love
That
you.
would be you.
Yep.
When they had the college
You
hold on. When they had the college football playoffs, I literally went on the air and I was going off. Why is it 4? Why can't it be 8 at least, if not 12?
And
I was
where
saying
were
that
you?
from day one.
I have been saying all along that we listen to the stupidest people all the time, and that's how we wound up with it. All of the stupid people wound up telling us you can't have computers making these decisions. Let's let human beings make these decisions. Because a room full of 13 people always comes out
by the
much
way,
more
by the way,
efficiently with a decision than one
One fact
computer.
that Greeny failed to bring up, guys. Of the 14 committee members, 5 of them were SEC folks.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
disgusting.
2 of them, and they still left out Florida State.
Well, hold on though. That's the chair.
That's serious.
The chairman.
That's right. And the
NC
chairman,
State
Blue
guy.
Corrigan. That's
He
right.
said-
Oh, ACC guys. They left Florida State out. You want to complain? Complain to them. Y'all be good.
I will say this.
Hey, go have a salad and go, you know what I
Good
mean.
luck out there.
Go have a salad and knock some boots. You deserve it.
I would like to welcome all of you gentlemen, by the way. This is not Stephen A. set. This is my set.
house-
And I am delighted.
The house
I
is Greeny
am
built.
thrilled that I'm finally on a show that my wife watches, so this is kind of nice. Stace is home with
Stacey.
COVID,
Stace.
but she's watching the program
well,
because this
Stace.
is her favorite show.
Love you, Stace.
I would also like to repeat that I am the person who brought Pat McAfee to ESPN when everyone was telling me you can't do it because he's a live wire, he's too dangerous. He doesn't. I was the one who said, no, trust me, we can bring McAfee in. And so I am just here to welcome you fine gentlemen to our studio.
Greeny, it was in this studio right here. Actually, I saw same security people.
Yeah.
Walked me down
Big Dom.
the pier.
Right.
Up the elevator, same security guy working the front desk. Saw the crew that is working here. Saw like 5 people back there. It was a little bit, I don't want to say a reunion, but it was great to see everybody. And it was at this spot, I think right here with your table, where my entire ESPN daily talk show debuted. I had no socks on, had some Steve Madden slides on. I had my first jacket I'd ever bought. And you gave me like a real opportunity. And like I genuinely appreciate the hell out of you.
You're the man, and you have more than taken it and run with it, and I couldn't be more proud and excited. So, once again, the complete outrage, disgrace, and disaster that was the College Football Selection Committee's decision-making yesterday is not the fault of any of the 13 people in that room. It is the fault of the simple fact that we have given them that decision to make.
Okay.
Nothing should ever be decided subjectively that could have been decided objectively.
I like to, hey, here.
Yep, here. That's fair.
I got my big problem with it is if you're going to do the 4 best, which I completely agree with. I'm happy with the 4 that they picked. Does that mean that they put Florida State at 5? Does that mean they think that Florida State is a better team than Georgia?
Of course
at 6?
not. No one has ever seen 5 football games in their life thinks that Georgia isn't one of the
Correct.
4 best teams. In fact, if they were to right now just do a round robin, Georgia would be the favorite.
Exactly,
Georgia would be
yes.
favored against any team
Yes.
that they're playing. So the problem with people is that we use whatever information we want to make the argument we feel like making in the moment. And they wanted to make the argument.
You got Hembo over
That's
there
Hembo.
throwing stats for both teams.
You can make fun of him all you want, but he's right.
No.
He's the one person
We
who's
agree.
got
We
it
love
right.
Hembo.
No, I understand
We love
that.
Hembo.
My point is most people don't, for any number of obvious reasons, because candidly, he drives you nuts. But the one thing he gets right is computers make better decisions than people do. That's why we have them.
Watch your mouth, Greeny.
It happens
Watch
to
your
be true.
mouth.
It happens to be true.
This guy's trying to get computers to
Take
our
our
jobs.
jobs.
That's unbelievable.
Well, only the ones they can do better. And so the point is they could certainly choose 4 teams to play for college football's championship better. Look, what is it we're doing here? Are we creating 2 games? Or are we giving teams a chance to win the championship of their sport? If what we're doing is giving them a chance to win the championship, then you must reward the 4 teams that had the best seasons. There's no reasonable other way to do it.
How about this, Greeny, though? How about this? And nobody's bringing this up. And I saw this on the internet, and I certainly fact-checked it. That's what we do every time.
Every day.
Of course.
I always fact-check stuff.
Yeah.
I'm known for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it was 30 years ago. West Virginia was undefeated.
Okay.
And that was back whenever there was only 2 teams that were picked to play in the national championship.
Yeah.
Do you know who was put in the national championship over West Virginia?
I do.
Florida State. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh, sorry.
Little Carr.
Oh, sorry. West Virginia's supposed to have a national championship hanging in Morgantown, West Virginia. So whenever they had the one game that was decided where it was only 2 teams, everybody thought this is stupid. There needs to be more. Now there's 4 teams. Everybody's thinking it's stupid. There needs to be more. Next year being 12, I can't wait for it. I think that's what I learned over the last 24
I
hours.
saw the BCS rankings yesterday because they still put them out or whatever. They have the computer, and I cannot remember who the top 4 was. Was Florida State in there?
Yes, they were 4th.
Okay.
Stupid computer.
Hey, now real quick, who do you think wins it all now out of these 4?
I think Alabama probably. I think they're the best. I think Georgia is the best team. I think if you had put Georgia into this playoff, they would have won. I think
Alabama just beat them. They just beat them. They played. Computers don't play on the field.
So the computer would not have put Georgia in. The computer would have put Alabama in for that exact reason. Alabama deserves to be in and Georgia does not. Doesn't mean they're not the best team. Anyone can win. Here's what I will say. My dream scenario is that Alabama beats Michigan and Texas beats Washington. And in the end, the only unbeaten team in college football is Florida State.
After they play Georgia?
My dream scenario.
Yeah, they'll beat Georgia
They'll
for
play
sure.
Georgia in the Orange
No.
Bowl?
Who the hell knows? Maybe they win, maybe they don't.
Well, you just said Georgia's favored over everybody.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're going to win because we don't. These games are played on the field.
Should Liberty?
We should let them play. Everyone last week told
Let them play.
Let them play.
Let them play. Let them play.
Let them play.
This is deflated. You get it from Brady?
Oh!
The point of it is this. You let them play. And that everyone last week was telling me, Oregon is going to beat Washington. Oregon
9.5.
Oregon's
9.5.
gonna be- And then you got to happen.
What
Oregon
about-
didn't beat Washington because you never know what's going to happen in these games. That's why we let them play. Would Florida State have won a game in this college football playoff? The only answer to that question is we don't know. And now we'll never know.
So it should have been Michigan, Washington, Florida State, and Liberty.
And Liberty. No, Liberty does not play. It's not an apples to apples
I know.
comparison.
They play on the field.
They
Four
don't play
quarters
the
at a
same
time.
teams. Don't talk to me. Talk to the computer. Alabama would have been fourth, and Texas would have been out, and everyone in Texas would have been mad because they beat Alabama.
Hey, so yesterday we were flying out here at about the same time
Yeah.
the announcement was coming out. And we lost service. There's a period of time where you lose service.
Is that true? I don't know. I don't know about that fancy way that you guys travel. It gets to about 10,000 feet on Delta. I'm not sure so much about Air McAfee.
Same rules for us. Same rules apply for us. And yesterday's weather, it was choppy.
Had to be rough.
Couldn't see the ground.
Couldn't helicopter in.
But there was a time where I was like, holy hell, what if they do it? What if they go Michigan, Washington, Bama, Georgia, and they leave Texas and Florida State out, and they say, these are the four best teams that we think are in the country? I just thought about a total meltdown, because Texas's fan base, they're back.
Yeah.
This is the thing that is not being discussed about. Texas, back. Way to go. FSU, back. Their fans have been waiting like 20 years, you know what I mean? Like a long time for this.
Since Jameis,
And it was like, could you imagine if they told Florida State and Texas, yeah, you're back, but not really. These two teams still the two. I thought it was going to be full on. Holy, and then we get down to the ground hard.
Yeah, hard. Very hard.
Small runways. It's a little bit of a thing out here in New Jersey. Boom, we're down hard. Literally as it's coming up, and it's like, okay, only the Florida State people are pissed off, but they still kept Texas above Alabama. And that's because of the game that was 4 months ago.
Right.
So it is hard to pick apart what matters more in those conversations because they felt obligated to keep Texas above Alabama all year. But they also didn't punish Florida State after Jordan Travis got hurt. So now they're utilizing the Jordan Travis punishment as a reason to be out there. And it's like, well, you didn't do that 2 weeks ago whenever he got hurt. So it's just like there's so much. We don't need more computers, Greeny.
No, we don't.
No, we just need one to make this decision. Texas beat Oklahoma State. Florida State beat Louisville.
Sure.
Louisville was ahead of Oklahoma State in the rankings made by the College Football Playoff Committee.
Yes.
And as a result of those two games, Texas went from 7 to 3, and Florida State fell from 4 to 5. That's my point, is the one thing about human beings, we can joke around all we want. People will make decisions based on whatever criteria they decide will suit what they want to do. And that's what they did. I don't think these people are trying to do the wrong thing. I think they're trying to do the right thing. We just shouldn't be letting people do anything like this.
The difference is Ewers threw for 400 in the first half. And I'm not saying this should be the end-all, be-all, and Florida State threw for 55 in the game, and they just don't want that product on the field.
I will say this, though. I appreciate the fact that unlike Brian Ferentz at Iowa, who I don't know if you've been following this story as closely as us.
Yeah.
He's been forced out. He's offense coordinator for Iowa Hawkeyes. They are the most inept offensive team in the history of football, potentially, ever.
Have you watched the Jets play this year?
No,
Wow.
so similar.
Pretty
And
close.
the Patriots as well. There's a
Steelers.
couple of this. But, like, we're watching that Florida State team. They're running Wildcat. They're putting, they're trying.
Yes.
At least they're trying. This Iowa team with Brian Ferentz, who was playing victim, wouldn't wear the Iowa Hawkeyes logo because they forced me out of here. They didn't try anything. Maybe a corner at quarterback, something like that. This Florida State team was at least trying. Now, with that being said, it was not a good. It did not look good against Louisville. You know what I mean? They didn't look good, but they won the game. And that's all we're really supposed to worry about. It's a flawed system, impossible outcome. And will Georgia players play in this? And will Florida State players play in this bowl game? We're assuming yes, but history tells us probably not.
Yeah.
So what will that game look like? And obviously, I believe Laura Rutledge was down there.
She was at Georgia.
She was at Georgia. Who was at Florida State?
Who did we have at Florida State? I can't remember now, but we were there, obviously. I watched it
Miserable.
yesterday. Yeah, of course.
Terrible.
It's brutal. It's unbelievably good television. I mean, at the end of the day, it was a fantastic television show, and then after it was over, I thought Booger McFarland, I'm texting him because everyone is yelling at him, and I'm texting Booger, keep fighting. You're the only one who's got this thing right. Everyone else was on
Well, I don't know if everybody feels that way.
No, everybody doesn't.
They
But
made great points. Him, Galloway, they all made great points. I felt terrible. Once you saw that video, especially,
Yes.
I felt terrible for the guys. They did everything possible. And you do. When you do that, when you take care of business, you do want at least a chance to go out there and fight for it. Like you said, you have to play the games on the field. I get it. But the committee has a job, and that was to pick the 4 best teams. And I think everybody
We all feel
here
bad for Florida State players.
We all feel terrible.
I don't. But I think what
You're a
would
bad
be
guy.
cool, of course, the committee should do like how they do it in Survivor. They should all walk up to some sort of, solo shot camera, write it down, show why they did it,
I agree.
and then we can at least have a little bit of context.
Yes, I
and
like that.
and do the
Yeah.
tribe has spoken to Norvell
With the tiny helmets.
in his face.
Crush him.
Oh, with Swagoo.
Yeah.
No,
Woody.
Yes.
with the helmets over here.
yeah, the big man, tiny helmets. And there was a million different ways they could. Instead, they send poor Boo Corrigan out there who's got to now try and explain all of this.
We're about done with Boo. About done with Boo.
He'll give us answers.
Boo hasn't told us a thing. I've heard him talk 7 times. Haven't learned a thing, which is good. I think he's doing a great job for what he's doing. But also, whenever this comes up, we're trying to figure out why and how. We have no answers.
Having said all of that, I think it is possible that Alabama-Michigan in the Rose Bowl is the most attractive college football postseason game that has ever been created between Nick Saban and his status as the most accomplished coach in the history of the sport, Jim Harbaugh and his fascinating status at Michigan, and the two of them playing in the most legendary venue the sport has to offer. You can't ask for better than that.
Did you hear Saban, too, talk about growing up in the coaching ranks in the Big Ten?
Sure.
So the high regard in which he holds the Rose Bowl and everything.
Well, I went to school in the Big Ten. I mean, the Rose Bowl is and was everything, and we'll see. The other thing
going
I'll
on
say,
at your football
I heard a little bit.
team?
Northwestern,
What was going on?
We made a bowl. We made a bowl game. We had an unbelievable season with Coach David Braun, and we're going to play Utah in Vegas.
New facility.
Yeah, what type of things we got going on?
Not the whole
What's going on in Northwestern football?
Got a few questionable other things that may or may
Like
not
what?
have gone on. I don't remember the details of all of those, so to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, smart.
Can I, by the way, very quickly go back to something else that you were talking about before I came in here, and that is the Chargers head coaching job.
Yep. Stephen A. said it's fired.
You may know Jim Harbaugh better than I do, but I know him a little. He was the quarterback of the Bears when I covered them in the 90s. And I happened to run into Jim. We were at a funeral about a year and a half ago.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Thank you very much. Thoughts and prayers. And it was just a mutual friend of ours who died. And we got to talking. Now, I want to make it very clear. We were not talking about a coaching vacancy. We were not talking about him leaving Michigan. Nothing. We were just talking about how great the young quarterback play is in the National Football League. All these great young quarterbacks, Burrow, Mahomes, blah, blah, blah. He spent 5 minutes telling me that he thinks that Justin Herbert is the best of all of them. He loves Herbert. Take that for what you will. I do not think that Harbaugh will be back at Michigan next year. I'm not sure what the circumstances are that will cause his departure, but whether they beat Alabama or not, whether they win the championship or not, I do not think he is going to be back at Michigan next year based on all that I think is coming down the road with the NCAA with them. So if you start figuring out the places, everyone in Chicago is begging for him to come there. You get him and the number 1 pick in the draft, and you put him together and you see what happens. He's the guy who created Colin Kaepernick. Remember, before the dual threat quarterback was a thing, he benched Alex Smith and put Kaepernick in there. And next thing you know, Kaepernick ran for 200 yards in a playoff game. I could see him working with a quarterback like Caleb Williams really well. So I know all my friends in Chicago want that to happen.
He doesn't get along with that president. That president is
Kevin Warren, who used to be the commissioner of the Big Ten.
Everybody says that's a connection.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good connection from how it was publicly, at least at the very
I don't think it was either. I don't know how many of Jim's former connections end well. That's sort of the way he is. He is the worst for that game having been played.
Hey, empty stadium. stadium too. Did you see that?
Yes, it was horrendous.
Wait till Thursday, Grady.
You guys look like Houston.
Pittsburgh, New England this Thursday.
Yeah, hype it up. Hype it up.
Hey, big deal, big game.
Big game. We only got a few left, Grady.
Defensive battle.
The Jets yesterday are the only team in the
that
league who
game.
13-8 is a 2-score game because they have to 2 field goals. They'll never score a touchdown.
Yeah, but how about that safety?
There were still
though?
2 field goals away.
That safety was sick.
Well, then there was only 3 safeties away from taking the lead in that game, so they had a reasonable chance. And what could be more depressing than a season that began with that guy? I don't know if the cameras can show it, but that my beloved Aaron Rodgers, who came here this year.
Hey, he'll be in this studio tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to that very much. I'll bring in my white Rodgers jersey and I'll have him sign it when he's here tomorrow.
Oh, really? You're gonna
Nice
ask
enough
her?
to do it. We'll see if he'll sign it.
Right,
It's up to him.
Oh,
It's
he
not
has
us.
to. Kind of has to now.
Now, I'll tell you what. Maybe I'll just give you the jersey. Can you ask him to sign it?
No.
for me?
I don't ask for autographs.
That's you, Greeny. That's you.
One way or another, a season that began with Aaron Rodgers running out onto the field
September 11th.
No.
Man.
has now resulted.
USA. I mean, it was.
USA.
I mean, that was.
Has now resulted in the Jets having the worst quarterback play of any team in the league.
You know what,
It's
Zach
impossible
Wilson's
to
a good
believe.
boy.
He is a good boy.
Zach Wilson,
Sweet
listen,
boy.
Sweet boy.
We met him.
Nothing you
last
can do
night.
if you're
You
Zach.
met him last night?
Met Zach Wilson last night. He's a good boy.
And he's a good
Nice
boy.
boy.
He's a good boy.
Everyone needs to be nicer to Zach Wilson. He's a good boy.
Great.
Joining us now is a man who might have a little bit more information on what's going on in New York. Obviously, his name is synonymous with the NFL and with ESPN. He's the insider for the insiders. Michigan, man.
Yeah.
Number 1 team in the country.
Wow.
Adam Schefter.
Schefter!
Shefty.
Everybody there.
Yeah, it's an honor. It's an honor to be here in the ESPN studios that this man, I think, forced the company to build. Is that actually?
Not officially.
Those are the studios that Greeny built.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Ciao, Mike.
He
Thank
built
you,
a tin
Greeny.
building. He built a tin building with his own hands, bricks and mortar, outside.
Yeah, I'm looking at these calluses. Nobody would ever guess. Greeny's got calluses like he's swinging a hammer. Shefty, real quick, one thing that he brought up there was Harbaugh potentially going back to the NFL. Obviously, that conversation's been circulating since he left the NFL with the potential punishment from the NCAA next year and all the options maybe this offseason. Are you hearing a lean anywhere? Has Harbaugh's camp or team thought about that, or are they just focused on college football playoff?
Well, I would say that, to me, he's always wanted to go bring a national championship to Michigan. And I think if he brings a national championship to Michigan, I would think there would be a part of him that feels like he set out to do what he intended all along. And I think that that would give him even more liberty to take the jump to the NFL. Now, again, he's assessed this in each of the last 2 years. 2 years ago, Minnesota came after him. Last year, Denver came after him. And so he's entertained these possibilities, and he's made it pretty clear. He said before, well, I'm going to stay at Michigan. But each year, these teams come calling. And if they come calling again, I would imagine he'll listen again. That's what he's done in the past. I don't know that. He'll listen. And when you look at the teams out there, I think Greeny brought up Chicago. I think you're more along the lines of the right call there. I don't see Chicago doing that right now. That's just my sense. I don't see it.
Well, for me, the big reason why I didn't see it is just strictly because they were tying him there because Kevin Warren was there. Like, he's got a relationship.
No. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly, Chevy. Yeah, we all covered that whole thing as well. It was like I think everybody's forgetting. But the reason why we know that they have a relationship is because headlines of people saying, "Yeah, this guy's got no idea how to do his job." That's not necessarily a good connection. Let's move to yesterday's games and some potential injuries. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Greeny, Shefty, do we know what's going on with Derek Carr? It seems like he's kind of getting hurt like every week. I mean, it was a massive hit yesterday, but is there a chance that he's kind of just done for the season, or what's kind of the update on Derek Carr?
Well, he's in protocol right now, and I'm sure he's going to want to get back, but he has taken a ton of abuse this season. To your point, it seems like every time he's out there, he gets hammered and pounded, and he gets knocked out. And every week there's a question, is he going to be back this year? And these are the kinds of things we'll probably hear after the season. Oh, he played through this shoulder injury, and he played through that ankle injury, and he played through this and that. Not to mention all the times he's been in protocol. Jameis came in, provided a little bit of spark yesterday, played well. Maybe they're going to give some time off to Carr this upcoming week, but he looks like he's beaten down right now. He's just taken more abuse this year than virtually any quarterback in the league.
the Jameis Winston experience continues to be awesome.
Yeah.
His first completion got batted 10 different times. There was obviously situations all over the field. And anytime he's doing anything, the world's going to watch. Saints year. Interesting. Speaking of interesting, go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Schefter, last night obviously was a interesting game, you could say, and one of the big storylines was the referees, of course, with the Hail Mary play, and then there was also the hit on the sideline with Mahomes, and it was also someone's phone that just went off. Who knows? But what is there going to be some sort of response from the NFL? Because these plays that are getting called penalties are getting lined up with other plays from previous weeks, and it just doesn't look good kind of across the board, especially when you see some of the flags that weren't thrown or were thrown in comparison to those plays.
Well, kind of newsflash. This is something that has been going on, I think, for multiple seasons.
What?
And every week it seems to get accentuated where in a game like that on prime time, where the game is on the line, there are multiple missed calls on the last drive of the game that everybody can see clear as day. Well, that's not unnecessary roughness on Patrick Mahomes. Well, that's pass interference on the Green Bay Packers. Well, maybe they could have called PI in the end zone. Like, there were all sorts of calls. If you speak to the coaches in the league about how much they dislike the officiating, this has been going on for an awful long time. And I don't know what the league does about it. I think that there's been talk before about training these guys on a more full-time basis. And, like, the league is loaded with money. Maybe you make some of these guys devote more time and energy to it. But a lot of them have great real jobs anyway.
Well, then, sorry. You can't ref in the NFL. See ya.
You know what it's like? Teams are struggling to find enough quality offensive linemen or quarterbacks, and the NFL is struggling to find officials. So everybody's got certain needs, and there just aren't enough good ones to go around.
I actually tapped into some of our sources about a conversation about the officiating. I do believe the NFL is trying. I think there is like conversations happening, and they're reaching out to people that are very smart, very good at their jobs that we have respect for. From what I've been told, just from asking around in my sources, sounds like there is a truck backing into our studio every once in a while. That's a good thing. If we have a truck back into this, you're talking chaos.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
You're talking absolute chaos. Right. It would be fantastic. I do hope they fix it, though, because
so what do your sources say about fixing it, Pat?
That they're looking at, like, they are seemingly pitching the right ideas, like training better and differently, more investment, more time, like that type of stuff. All the things that we've all been pitching for, common sense wise, like, hey, they should be full time. Like those guys who have good jobs on the side, sweet. Okay, I had a couple good jobs on the side whenever I was in the NFL. I retired so that I could go do those jobs because you got to pay the respect to the league in which you're in. It should be your full time job. So it's like, I think they are actually trying to do all the things that we think they should do, which good news. Good news.
Great news.
Absolutely. No, you want to see them do that. It's a real issue. And, you know, coaches wouldn't say it because they would get fined. But the comments that you hear about officiating, oh, my God. Yeah, they definitely want to see some of these improvements and enhancements made. Yes.
Yeah, well, let's talk about officiating, kicking somebody out of a game.
Whoa.
Hey, T-Bud has a question for you.
Kicking to somebody's. I got a little fired up yesterday afternoon, Schefter. What's the fallout from Big Dom and Drake Greenlaw, the linebacker, the player for the 49ers, got kicked out of that big game? And Big Dom, obviously the head of security over there in Philadelphia. Any fallout from the NFL side going to be coming from that?
You know, I texted about that this morning. I have not gotten a response back. But what I would say is, you see Dom get in there, touch the player, and obviously Drake Greenlaw did not take well to that, and he basically struck back. Now, what was interesting to me after the game was how many 49ers players, mild-mannered guys, respectable people, came out and said, you're not allowed to touch a player. And there's Dom DeSandro on the field touching Drake Greenlaw, which the 49ers felt was an extreme violation. Now, you guys have been on the football field. I haven't. I've been touched by anybody like that. I don't know what it's like. But again, that struck me at how offended the 49ers were that Dom DeSandro would put his hands on Drake Greenlaw, which led Drake Greenlaw to hit him back. And so, by the way, Dom DeSandro gets ejected, Drake Greenlaw gets ejected. Who wins there? Like,
well,
so Nick Sirianni doesn't have an escort walking up the field
You saw what happened to the Eagles after Big Dom got kicked off that field last night? I don't have any.
Heart and soul.
The Niners won.
Yeah, some things are bigger than just tackles.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You raised a great point. We should not be talking about Jalen Hurts for MVP anymore. It should be all about Dom DeSandro.
Bingo.
You see how they play at home when Big Dom ain't allowed on the field at the link. I will say this. If Big Dom would have touched me, I would have smacked him in the mouth. No, I would not have. But I think, like, when fights happen on the sideline, coaches, assistant coaches, staff, they do get in between it. So, like, I understand where the Niners players are coming from, but this is like standard operating procedure on the sideline whenever a fight takes place. Now, I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong, and I assume just because I got a chance to meet Big Dom one time, and I was walking down that tunnel, Big Dom walking this way on the tunnel. I'd seen his shape on TV before. You know what I mean? He's a very, he's a noticeable human. Massive dome, kind of got a little bit of
Nice
a body
fade.
on him.
Hey, big dog.
Great fade on him. Knew he was a Paisan, just didn't know what or who he was. So Big Dom introduced himself to me. I'm like, holy hell, Big Dom. And I started looking into Big Dom. Big Dom wants no problems. Big Dom just wants, hey, everything's gravy. Hey, everything's cool. Let's move along. Let's move along. That's his job. I think that is his actual title. Like, hey, let's just settle this, kind of. So I would assume after Sirianni told Kyle Shanahan, hey, I'm sorry about what happened, Big Dom will also be sending a message to the Niners. And I like that they have a budding rivalry, but I think the Niners players, if they ever meet Big Dom, would be big Dom fans. Big Dom. And on the flip side, Big Dom probably incredibly holds in high regards Greenlaw smacking him in the mouth, too. That's something Big Dom probably respected.
Absolutely.
You know, two alphas in there doing their thing. Let's hope everybody moves on. But Florio was talking about some, like, real fallout, potentially, for Big Dom. Are they going to ban him from his... Huh?
Not Florio.
No, he was saying potentially, but he does a lot of that.
Yeah, he calls.
There's a lot of that. His brain is so talented at... Yeah, you never know.
Hold on.
You never know. What they can't, because he's the head of security, right? So, like, head of security has access to everything. Would they ban him from us? What would that? Nothing, right?
My guess is they ejected him yesterday. That's the penalty that was imposed. I guess the league could impose a fine on him, which I'm sure he wouldn't be particularly pleased about. But I don't think the league is gonna. I don't think the league is gonna suspend him.
We need Big Dom on the side.
Bingo.
We need Big Dom. The Eagles need Big Dom on the side.
Especially in Dallas.
We saw that. Schefter's frozen.
They can't handle not having him on the sideline there. They can't handle not having him on the sideline.
Hey, speaking of being on the sideline, this guy was on the sideline like 4 different times after so many delays. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Kenny got hurt yesterday when he was Kenny Pickett.
For those that don't.
Sorry, that's on me. That's on me.
Yeah.
That's on me. Kenny Pickett got hurt diving for the touchdown yesterday. 2 to 4, I believe, is the report. Is he going to be out for that 2 to 4? Is it going to be Maserati Mitch on Thursday night? It is December. It's the Christmas season. Or are we going to see Mason Rudolph? What's the plan moving forward?
Well, I'm sure Al Michaels is very happy about having Mitch Trubisky versus Bailey Zappi on Thursday night. Thursday Night Football.
Game.
But
Can't wait. Let's go, Al.
Let's go with a tie.
Come on now. No chance.
That's a tie game.
Big tie. Al might have a T-shirt.
Thursday night, Mitch Trubisky had ankle surgery this morning. It's a high ankle sprain. All Mike Tomlin would say today was he'd miss this week. And I was told yesterday it was 2 weeks. We'll see how that shakes out.
Hey, Kenny Pickett had surgery this morning, right?
Kenny Pickett had surgery. Mike Tomlin said
you said Mitch Trubisky there, I think.
We had Mason in
there. I confused all my quarterbacks. They're blending together.
They're all the same.
Let me start it from the outset.
They do all play.
Mike Tomlin said Kenny Pickett had ankle surgery, and Mitch Trubisky will replace Kenny Pickett as he recuperates from the ankle surgery that he had this morning.
Put it on ticker.
Boom.
You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it.
Not Mason.
So the Pittsburgh Steelers are in trouble, by the way.
Uh-oh.
After that game yesterday.
Newsflash.
That game was tough yesterday.
They are.
They are in trouble. But, hey, love everything about it. Mike Tomlin said it was a JV football game out there. He said it was a JV football game. They're playing terrible. And it's not looking better. The future's like, that was a game you guys were supposed to.
Lamba loved it.
They normally lose the ones they're supposed to, so that's a problem.
We had some breaking news from Schefter on our program earlier, and I don't know if you're listening or not, and I assume you two have chatted about this. He said that when he was at a funeral, instead of paying respect to the person that died, he and Harbaugh were talking football. And that's basically what he said right here.
Yeah, just did.
That's basically what he said. Mutual friend dead. All right, cool. Got a chance to celebrate and the life of that person and talk to people. And he said, I wasn't talking to Harbaugh about coming back to the NFL or anything. We were strictly talking about young quarterbacks in the NFL, how the next generation is great seemingly, which I think we all continue to agree upon, even with Jordan Love maybe sneaking in to the entire game. A couple dogs barking for sure. But the thought was...
You hear that? Wow. You hear that? That's amazing.
Come on.
Well, we got 5 of them here, Pat. We got 5 of them.
What type of dogs?
All Labradoodles. 5 of them.
Oh, a lot of energy. Labradoodles got a lot of energy, right? I mean, they're
listen, they're the best. I like to tell people, like, 5 Labradoodles? Yeah, my wife wanted 5. I wanted 1. We compromised. We got 5.
Way to negotiate in there, Schefter.
Go, Schefty.
Way to negotiate in there, Schefter. You're doing great. But basically, the story is Mike Greenberg, instead of honoring the dead person, he and Harbaugh had a full conversation about young quarterbacks. And Harbaugh, for 5 minutes, talked about how impressed he was with Justin Herbert, the player, the person, the whole thing. Is that just like too much of a... hey, that's probably going to happen? Or do you think a lot of teams are probably going to want to coach at Chargers, or a lot of coaches are going to want to end up there? Is Harbaugh the belle of the ball like Sean Payton was in the NFL, even though we don't know if he's leaving Michigan or not? Is Bill Belichick the belle of the ball whenever it comes to coaching thing? Like, who do you think is the one for this coaching cycle that's going to set it and decide where he's going because of the players or situation?
Well, first of all, in regards to, I mean, it's a case-by-case thing, right? Number one, with Belichick, I think people are so respectful of the Kraft's position in New England and what they do that they're not going to get involved or interfere until that situation shakes out one way or another. I think when we talk about Jim Harbaugh, he's had dalliances with the Vikings and the Broncos, the Chargers. He's worked in San Diego. He knows that market. That market knows him, and we've seen the type of success that he's had. If he makes the decision that he wants to go to the NFL, that would be a logical place in my mind that would fit both sides if that's the direction that they wanted to go. The bell of the ball, though, I mean, to me, it's Johnson & Johnson. It's Ben Johnson in Detroit, the Lions offensive coordinator, Brian Johnson in Philadelphia, the Eagles offensive coordinator. Those are the two bright lights, the two bells of the ball. But there are some X factors that we don't know how they play into this year, like Jim Harbaugh, like Bill Belichick, like those men where we don't have clarity as to what's going to happen, but that would shake up the situation when we get the 7 to 10 openings that I predicted to you last week.
Yeah, it was a lot, by the way. It started quite a conversation around the internet. I don't know if you know. Way to go, Schefty.
Yeah,
moving the needle.
Good work.
Moving a conversation. Did you use the word dalliances in there, like Connor dalliances? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Connor Dalian. Yeah, exactly. The Michigan man, Connor Dalian.
Well, you know, if you hire Harbaugh, I think you're getting a special offer.
Yeah, he comes in with
that. Has already had.
You're allowed to scout ahead.
Yeah, the NFL, they would love Connor Stallions. Connor Stallions. Dalliances, though, what is that? What does that word mean?
It's kind of like, I'd have to get the exact Webster's definition, but dalliance is kind of like flirtations, like little dances, little get-togethers, little conversations, and little, like we're having a little dalliance here. We have little dalliances every Monday at 12:30.
Oh, you're talking about different modalities.
Different
modalities.
Sure. Okay.
Dalliances, obviously.
That too.
Last one here before we let you go. Actually, we should probably ask about tonight's game before we let you go, but the last one from the weekend.
Yeah, Schefter, be careful throwing that Johnson & Johnson out. Gave me PTSD. But one of the things that
We're in New York, dude. We're in the time.
Exactly.
This is Woody's time.
How do you
as soon
guys
as
like
I
it
land,
there? How do you like the studio?
This is the worst city on the planet by a mile. The studio's great. This city sucks. But aside from that, it's fantastic. One other injury that
hold on. There's some great food right around where you are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really
great. We had some eggs this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Delicious.
Nothing better than driving 44
There's an ice cream
minutes.
store. There's an ice cream store right over here.
What do you recommend, Schefty? Which one?
Well, there's a couple of things. There's an egg shop in that tin building I was telling you called the Broken Yolk, one of the great egg sandwiches I've ever had.
Oh, we have those in.
Sure. Yeah, we have those in Indy. Yeah. It only takes 5 minutes to get.
Del Monte.
Yeah, really, really good. And there's an Italian restaurant around the corner by the hotel over there called Il Brigante.
Oh,
outstanding.
Oh, yeah, we like not a lot of Italians in Indianapolis, so have to take advantage of the Italianness of New York. Gonna have to get some pasta, rigatone, some pizza. What is this, Grimaldi's or something? What's up?
Il Brigante. Let me just tell you something. When we were in that studio during COVID, doing the Monday Night Countdown show, every single Monday night during COVID, we brought in from there every single Monday. And 12, 15 people wanted that food every single Monday night. We get the same things. I'm just telling you, it's a 2-minute walk from there. Il Brigante. Go ahead.
All right, we're heading there right after this.
Okay.
Cannot wait to do that. But we love the city. Connor hates it, obviously.
Yeah, and we'll see if
We did step in some human poop on the way here.
Yeah, but that's going to happen.
That is a nice thing. That's a nice little novelty. You don't get to do that. Like, I only get to step in, like, my dogs will poop on the front mat now because, like, it's too wet outside. So they won't go all the way to the grass. So they'll do it right there. So you go to open and maybe grab a delivery from DoorDash or something, and you step down, boom, there's dog poop on your shoe now. It's like, oh, this is a different time. I have a cat.
Welcome to New York.
Boom. Human poop is a whole different animal.
Cool.
Because it's like, you know the original hot dog shop?
Sure. Yep.
So those hot dogs used to have that layer on the outside that was like super thick.
Yep.
The human's poop that I stepped on, it had like a crunchy outside. And then the inside was real.
like a Snickers. Warm and
so it heard a little bit of a crunch, and then that thing shot out to the side.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was good. Got on the side of my boots. Can actually call them shit kickers now.
Exactly.
Well, and we like everything about that. Go ahead, Con, man.
Yeah, Schefter, also, we'll see if the pizza's better than Sbarro's, because there isn't a better New York slice you can get. But another guy that got hurt, huge injury, Tank Dell. You know, a lot of people saying 5'9", 170, blocking on the goal line, maybe not the smartest thing, but he's probably out for the season, correct? And is there any random, really good wide receivers that we all thought were retired that are gonna come back, like T.Y. Hilton last year for the Cowboys? Is there anybody potentially that might, kind of get into Houston to help them out in this playoff push?
Well, first of all, they happen to have more talent there than I think people even thought. They've got some young receivers. Now you go to Nico Collins and you go to Noah Brown, who was great. They got some young receivers, Xavier Hutchinson, Brevin Jordan stepped in yesterday for Dalton Schultz. C.J. Stroud doesn't have a lack of targets. I don't think there's anybody that's going to come in off the street today that's going to be a major impact in their offense the way that the players that they have on there. Like, this was a job a year ago in Houston that people were looking at the way we look at Carolina today. And C.J. Stroud comes in there, and all of a sudden, Nico Collins is in number one. And Noah Brown makes plays in Houston. And Dalton Schultz is doing for the Texans what he did for the Cowboys before he suffered the hamstring injury. And Brevin Jordan can make plays. And they've got a ton of playmakers. There's not going to be a wide receiver in my mind that's going to come off the street that's going to unseat some of the guys. This young kid, Xavier Hutchinson. They got a lot of young wide receivers there. They'll miss Tank Dell. He was unbelievable this year. But they have a lot of other good young players.
If Houston makes the playoffs, which it seems like they're probably going to, it'll be the first rookie head coach and rookie quarterback to make the playoffs since Chuck and Luck.
Wow.
212, Chuck Pagano, Andrew Luck. It's amazing what's going on down there in Houston. It's fun to watch. Sorry to hear that about Tank Dell, 160 pounds, doing what he's doing. Hey, Schefter, anything we should think about tonight? We're coming up on a hard out.
A few things. Number one, you got Press Taylor, the Jaguars offensive coordinator, against Zach Taylor, brother and brother. T. Higgins is back for the Bengals. You've got Travis Etienne off the injury report, and it's the Jaguars' first Monday night appearance in 12 years. They haven't been on Monday Night Football since 2011, so I'm sure Jacksonville will be all jacked up about the game.
Jackson Doville, the mascot down there, is about to have a night. Just like this man. Ladies and gentlemen, you're a stud. We appreciate you, Adam Schefter. Hey, thank you. We will.
We will.
Keep our eyes peeled for that crunchy poop. That was a pretty cool little morning. That's when you know you just walk out. Oh, it's great to be in a city. Oh.
That's just part of it.
That's a dog? No, it wasn't a dog. That looked like poop that I would
And then
do.
a rat comes and licks it off your shoe. That's just being New York.
All right. Hour two's on the other side. See you then. Crowd of about 30 people moving through the back end of the business field here. And in the middle of it is this black Samoan man who has become the most famous human on earth. Great guy. Ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. There's thousands of people skipping class to come see your big ass.
Listen, there is thousands and thousands of you skipping class. It doesn't matter if they go to class.
Moana is one of the best animated films of all time. Okay, can't wait for the live action.
Thank you, yes.
You're welcome. We talk about Moana.
What can I say except you're welcome?
and we talk about mana.
Honestly, listen, kid, I could go on and on. I could explain every natural phenomenon. The tide, the grass, the ground. Oh, that was Maui just messing around. I couldn't have buried its guts. Sprouted a tree, now you got coconuts. What's the lesson? What is a takeaway? Don't mess with Maui when he's on a breakaway. And the temperature here on my skin is a map of the victories I win. Look where I've been to make everything happen. Look at the me, Maui just tickety-tapping. That's it.
Still got it.
On the Samoan side, Polynesian side, we have a word called mana. Mana is spirit. Mana is power. Mana comes from in here. It's the thing that gives you goosebumps. It's that thing you feel. It's that thing when I walked out and we felt this thing. This is mana. This is mana. It's very, very, very real, and you could feel it. Wow. Little things like I don't get driven anywhere. I don't want to get driven anywhere. I don't like chauffeurs. Keeps me in my way, just a little grounded. Like I could drive myself everywhere and not telling some guy, hey, take me here, or take me there.
That is something I'm going to start saying, like, yeah. Because when they open your door, you feel so bad. I can open my own door, dude. They're trying to be courteous. It's their job. But also, the day I stop opening my own door is the day I become a big old bitch.
Here we go.
That's a big cup. Sorry, Mike.
And here's the iconic sound. You guys know it. This special Terramana toast goes out to Passion. Congratulations on your show. Very proud of you. Very proud of all you boys. And to all of you, love you guys. Thank you for the support. Keep kicking ass. Cheers. In my world, when I sit down and we're talking about movies and all this other shit, it's never this. It's never this, back with the boys, and you. So I appreciate it, and this one's to you. Thank you, boys.
See you, pal. Cheers.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a 5-minute break here.
Oh, hold on, one more. If you're some man.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, why? Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to New York City, Pier 17, near Searport. It is Overreaction Monday, December 4th, Hour 2 starts now. Football! Can't hear a word we're saying, but we know that this studio is the nicest we have been in some time. This makes the Thunderdome studio look like an amateur production. The lighting is fantastic. Yeah. The camera folks are professional. And the humans that I get to sit next to are nothing short of a delight. The Toxic Table is here. At Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. A little different table today for you, Ty, pal.
Yeah, you know, it's a little weird, but, you know, I mean, we watch it on here every single morning, and you're always just kind of thinking, you know, what would I do if I was up up there? What would I say?
Fun fact, this is not the get-up desk.
This is not the get-up desk.
This is NBA Countdown, I believe. They got that round one.
They do have the round one, but you still see it. You know, you still see it.
Yeah, so you just lied.
No.
Look at this desk every day.
No, I do. I see it every day.
Connor was so happy. He's like, this is where Dan Orlovsky sits every day.
Dan Orlovsky has never sat there.
Well, now my heart's broken then because I was sold a false bill of goods.
Damn. By yourself. No one ever told us this was the get-up desk.
Yeah, I never
They
said
didn't.
One time.
I kind of just assumed.
I did too.
You know.
Got the windows though.
Yeah, the windows look good. Hey, beautiful day here in New York
It is
City.
a beautiful day. Yeah, wow.
Gorgeous. Are those open?
Sometimes.
The thing about this place is, you know, when you go from this part of the city all the way to this part of the city, over here,
Yeah, sure. Is that the Brooklyn Bridge?
Looks pretty close.
there's like
Couple
15 million people.
Yep.
That's why it takes forever.
And they're all dumping.
Yeah, a lot of
Every
poop.
last one of them.
That's Brooklyn Bridge. It's beautiful here. We are very thankful for the ESPN people setting us up. Also very thankful for one half of the Hammer, Cowboys, Tone Diggs, and 9-year NFL vet. Wasn't even able to introduce you guys last hour because all hell broke loose when Stephen A. and Greeny came in here. 9-year NFL vet, host of Everything DB and the Man Man podcast. There's Bob. D-Butt, great fit today. This desk does not get to showcase the entirety of it, but you really crushed it for this New York Fashion Week here. Tone, gambling-wise, how'd the public do this past weekend, and where are we on the season? So, are we beating the book's ass? Are we beating ESPN Bet in their first 5 weeks of existence, or are the books beating our asses yet again?
So you know how we started the season, it was the best first opening 5-week run that the public has ever had, and then there was those weeks where the books got back. But the last 2 weeks, favorites, 22-5 straight up, 20-7 against the spread. And anytime favorites are winning and covering, the public has a good night. Now, I believe the books got back last night because the Chiefs lost to the Packers, and anytime the Chiefs lose, the books get back. But
all right, let's talk about that particular game because we did chat about it earlier for you. Congrats to the Packers seemingly doing it again.
Go win.
Seemingly doing it again. Finding another young quarterback, young nucleus that is probably going to carry them into this next generation, and I think we're all pumped for it. On the flip side, are we worried about this Chiefs team? Taylor Swift was there.
That's right.
She was there.
That's right.
We saw her walking in. She had that big red jacket.
Cool.
She was a Brittany Mahomes. There wasn't a lot of fanfare, actually.
No.
She was just going in there to enjoy a football game. She's become a football enthusiast. Why would she not want to go to a place that is so synonymous with the history of the greatest sport of all time in Lambeau? She was just taking it in, excited to see Trav. Just got done with her tour. Her mojo, her energy, her everything was in that building. And I saw videos in the first quarter of Travis Kelce sitting on that bench all by himself.
he was sulking.
Sad.
Head down.
Yep.
Head down. Are we worried about the Chiefs? Because if Taylor Swift's in the building and they still show no energy, what the hell do they need? What else do they need, D-Butt?
Man,
When you watch
it's
that?
hard. It's tough to worry about the Chiefs when Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are there, but we know as long as we watch those two guys, they don't lose in December. We saw them go in there and lose in December. And not only that, like the Packers opened that game up with like a 7.5, 8-minute drive, and that's kind of how that game went. So that defense, the Kansas City Chiefs defense, has actually been a strength all year long. And for Jordan Love to come out and have his third game back-to-back at home, hold it down and have a game like that from wire to wire, I think at this point, we'll worry about the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to talk to somebody. I apologize right now. Because with how cool you look, we need to be ISO.
Get in on that guy.
ISO on that
we don't
guy.
need my face.
You know how good he looks. Like if I'm talking, let's keep that thing zoomed out. D-Butt, let's get it because you make up a lot of good points. Okay. Now the rules, the refs at the end.
Of course.
What a scene.
Yeah.
An absolute scene.
It's a bit of a PI.
Especially with that
Little
team.
bit.
Especially with that team.
Yep.
Okay, with the story that could be. The PI for sure, but what about when he was running out of bounds?
Yeah, that
ridiculous.
was terrible.
Back
You know
off.
what I mean? Like that is, and Terry McAuley, who's always right.
Always.
Of course.
And the way he delivers it is
Really good.
he knows more than any human knows about anything in the history of anything.
Oh, yeah. Smart guy.
D-Butt, when you see that, they throw they're going to call that, right?
No.
Patrick Mahomes' fourth quarter.
They said it's a point of emphasis. If a quarterback is on the sideline, it's on that quarterback to get out of bounds. Especially, it's right at the first down mark. So you're talking about a game of inches at this point.
I agree completely.
That's fair play. That's fair play for 3-4 to hit Patrick Mahomes. I understand who it is. It's Patrick Mahomes, but I think you should kind of call it regardless of who that quarterback is. If he's running along the sideline and tippy-toeing trying to get that first down, the defender, if he's still in bounds, should have the opportunity.
I
Smack him in the
agree
mouth.
completely.
Yes.
1,000,000% on your side. I agree completely. I think that was a legal hit, especially the way he did it.
Yeah.
That was like a hockey check.
Shoulder.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like
Wasn't
a attack.
violent or malicious.
Not
really.
trying to hurt him.
No.
Just trying to hit him. It might be short of first down if I hit him, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as you see that you know immediately they're going to
Mahomes
call
is
it.
getting that.
Bingo.
Which is not good for the league, by the way.
No.
That shouldn't be our first thought. That a standard check to somebody on the sideline, our first thought shouldn't be, they're going to call that.
And he asked for
Not
it.
that it's a penalty, but they're going to call it.
And when they don't call the DPI, our first thought shouldn't be like, oh, it's just a makeup call.
Makeup
They
call.
just called that one. That wasn't a penalty. Like that it shouldn't work that way. And there's another play too during that drive. Here's the PI that they didn't call it. Was this the next play after the
It was
unnecessary
pretty close.
roughness?
It may have been either the play after the next or the next play, but I agree. I thought immediately as soon as I have it, makeup call. Obviously, this one is probably a 30-yard flag opposed to a 15-yarder. But the Chiefs got another call that went in their favor too. No timeouts in this drive. Had a receiver, I think it was MVS on the sideline, get taken back without forward progress. For those of you who don't know, that the clock should keep rolling. A lot of the Packers were asking for it. They got that call. And the Chiefs, let's be honest now, the Chiefs have been on the other side of a lot of missed calls or questionable calls. So
to their credit, they were like,
Oh, yeah.
It's on us.
yeah,
Love that.
Pat and Trav didn't expect it. Joining us now is a man who might have a take on that particular PI, non-PI. I would assume he would sit on the side of that's football. That is football. This dude is one of the greatest athletes to ever walk this earth. He comes back from a knee injury, and what does he do? I don't know, pick, how you doing, house call. And then the next game, looks like Batman soaring, picks two people off, including one to win a game. All pro, ladies and gentlemen. From the Miami Dolphins, Jaylen Ramsey. What's going on,
What's
man?
up, y'all?
All right.
Man, what's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you sound great. And before we get into it, Florida State not in the college football playoff.
Ooh.
They win every single game in the ACC, and they don't get an opportunity to go win a national championship. I see the shirt. Your thoughts as it happened last night and where you are right now.
Man, I found out pre-game, right before our game happened, man. I feel for the Noles right now. They did everything that they could possibly do. They controlled all they could control, and it just wasn't in their favor this time. I think it's crazy. It's the first time in college football history an undefeated Power 5 team isn't able to at least just compete for the Natty. Yeah, it's crazy, but they champs in my mind. So they got one more game. I'm honestly wondering if the top guys are going to play or not. They got a future to look forward to, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's obviously we're all bummed for Florida State fans. We're all bummed that the situation is the way it is, where only 4 teams can make it when there's 5 power conferences. Feels like it was doomed from the beginning. Now that just feels like something that has been doomed since the jump. Next year, 12 teams. If that was the case, Florida State would be in. Just got to go do it all again.
That's all.
Just got to go undefeated again. That's easy.
That's the plan.
Yeah, you got it. All right, let's talk about your return to the Dolphins. Now, obviously, we have not seen the Dolphins' defense. Is he frozen?
Yeah.
I froze with you, so we'd be team.
There he is.
Jaylen, you get back. You get back to full form seemingly immediately upon getting back on the football field. With that Miami Dolphins defense, from what you were watching all year to now getting a chance to be a part of it, where has the growth come on the defensive side of the ball that we've all seen, but we don't really know about?
Yeah, I think a lot of people just got more comfortable with the defense. This is a lot of guys' first time being in this scheme. I have been in it for the past 3 years out in LA, but a lot of guys, this is their first time being in the scheme, and they just got more comfortable with it as the weeks have went on. And we put in a lot of work. We work our ass off during the week, and we, getting comfortable with being out there playing on the field with each other. So it's all starting to click for us, and I think we can still, continue to grow from here, to be honest with you. I don't even think we at our peak yet.
Everybody's talking about that offense, obviously. Tyreek's going to go for over 2,000. Somehow the Commanders just chose not to guard him yesterday. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is an incredibly cool thing. How does it feel, though, now that the defense is at a point where it's a part of the conversation? There for a while, it wasn't. But now it's like, hey, we got a championship caliber offense and a championship caliber defense. That has to feel great in the building.
Man, no, that feels good. It honestly feels good because we got a lot of competitors on the defense and the offense. So, they have a good explosive game. We try to match their energy. We try to make this a defensive team. But at the same time, they competitors, a lot of all-pro, Pro Bowl guys on that side. So they like, nah, this is an offensive team. So, in a way, we kind of competing like that. But during the game, it's like we just turn into one big unit, one big team, and we just try to play some complimentary football.
And you're doing it. In the lead in the AFC.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go. Top of the AFC.
There we go. Yeah.
Here we go. Now's a good time to get hot, by the way. Seems like you're continuing to do that. D-Butt has a question for you, Jaylen.
Yeah, speaking of now being a time to get hot, obviously you missed the beginning of the season being banged up, got in, hit the ground running. Now we got a bye week going into week 15 now when you come back. Is this the freshest you felt at this point in the season going into the home stretch?
Probably, yeah. Shit, I hope so for the rest of the guys. Me, man, I'm trying to get it, man. I'm still out there taking scout team reps, all that. I missed so much football, like, for the first 8 weeks or whatever it was, that I'm still out there trying to get it. My legs ain't sore. I still got fresh legs. I feel good. So, it's just, for me, I'm still out there trying to get it right now. I feel great. And I plan to continue to feel great. I just hope the rest of the guys do too.
Nah, you're old now. What year is this for you now?
It is 8 for me now, but I ain't old, though. Don't say that I ain't
You're
old.
old. This dude's old.
What they're
out
saying.
there. Hey, how about that pick, too? You flying?
Oh,
Fly. Are the hands better now than they've ever been?
Man, I know. Did that look like an old guy to y'all? That don't look like no old guy.
You're a freak, dude. Yeah. An absolute freak. You're so much fun to watch play football. Honest, you are genuinely so much fun to watch play football. I assume all the Dolphins fans are learning that each week and incredibly excited about it. Speaking of Dolphins, go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Jaylen, like Mike McDaniel, when we talk, he just seems so different than any other coach that we've ever seen or heard. Playing for him, is it that way? Is he super different than any other coach you've played for? Like his watches, his shoes, his style all around.
Yeah.
Like how different is it playing for coach?
It's extremely different. Definitely different than any coach I've played for. I've had 3 or 4 different coaches. Coach McVay out in LA, he's super cool. We still stay in contact. But Mike's definitely got a different type of swag about him. Definitely funny. Crack a lot of jokes all the time. But just him as a coach, like on the field, he's actually super challenging. He challenges us to be our best self. More than y'all get to see and more than y'all would think. So I really like that part about him that a lot of people don't see. But he's super supportive. And he knows what we're capable of. So, when you get out on that field, you want to play for somebody like that. So it's fun. It's fun playing for Coach. Yeah. And he think he got some swag. We let him have it. He got a little something.
Dude, he wears whenever he pulls up the joggers on the sideline.
That's his signature right there.
The ridiculous glasses.
Sweet.
Just like he puts them on, he knows. Like, yep, killing them with these.
Yeah.
Like he's a different animal. And to your point about coaching, watching Hard Knocks, watching like in practice, the things he's saying, how he's saying it, I feel like he delivers the message to everybody perfectly, seemingly. Is that true?
No, 100%. You 100% right. I mean, he coaches us hard. He doesn't coach us all the same. He kind of knows each of us as individuals and players. But yeah, he definitely gonna get that message across, and then the team takes it from there. Like we really a player-led team as well, though. So he get it to all the leaders, and then we take it from there.
There's one man that is in New York that is from Canada, now lives in Indianapolis after getting a 10-year ban. He's gone 6 to midnight listening to everything you have to say. Gumpy has a question for you, pal.
Yeah, Jaylen, great to see you on the football field. Fins up all the way. Can you just talk about the next man up mentality? Like Brandon Jones stepped up with Holland out. Van Ginkel's just an absolute dog with Jaylen out. Just seems like the defense just keeps getting better even though you're losing guys.
Yeah, unfortunately, injuries happen in football. But yeah, I think everybody, like all these guys who have stepped up, they've had a lot of playing time. They've actually been starters at different points of their career, so we kind of know what they got, got in store and what they can bring to the field. So when they get out there, it's not really any difference. I mean, obviously we would like to have our top dogs out there and our leaders out there, but when these guys get out there, we feel just as comfortable. We know they can get the job done too. So it is next man mentality, but hey, we good though.
Yeah. How about Van Ginkel?
Man.
Huh?
I almost had 2.
Dude, he was just. Yeah, he said, I'll take that. Literally, very early. And then I forget who was commentating this game, but the quote was, yep, can't have that against the Dolphins. With everything going on the other side of the ball, you can't have Van Ginkel taking things to the house on you. That's going to be a long day. You guys have given a lot of people some long-ass days. Do you guys feel the difference with your team? Like, do you understand the potentials and everything, I assume?
No, hell yeah, that's the plan. We kind of talked about it at the end of the game yesterday too. Like, I think it's like 5 weeks in a row we've held our opponents under 17 points on defense. We take a lot of pride in that. That's super important to us. We feel like if we can do that, and we know what the offense, how explosive they can be on the other side, we can win a lot of games in this league. So we'll just keep building off of that, and and then also trying to stack up them turnovers with it too.
Jaylen, speaking of that offense you just mentioned, it feels like this year's Stafford and Cup, when the Rams won the Super Bowl with you, is Tua and Tyreek. Do you see similarities between the two teams? Because obviously top of the division, you're in the top of the division for, when you're with the Rams, AFC actually now as a whole. But when you look at that Super Bowl team, do you see some things that's like, oh, I remember doing stuff like this that, helped led to a Super Bowl?
100%. Definitely. I see a lot of similarities. And it's crazy because I actually try not to compare too much because I like to just really enjoy the experience and the moments when they right there in front of me. I don't want to think about the past or look too ahead in the future. I really try to enjoy the present. But yeah, obviously, like if you just look on paper and you see this team and then you see the Rams team that we had, it's definitely a lot of similarities. From that team and the team we have this year. We'll have the Offensive Player of the Year again. Hopefully we'll have the MVP. I think we got two guys that are deserving of that. We got a lot of All-Pros and Pro Bowlers on this team. And a lot of guys who going to get paid next year too.
Yeah.
That's always good.
That's great. Congrats to everybody. Congrats to everybody on all fronts. Before we let you go, and we can't thank you enough for joining us here. You're the man for this, by the way. I want to let you know that. I know you've been on the record saying officiating is a tough job.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Reffing is a tough job. It's super. We're very, very thankful. These are all things you've said publicly numerous times. We're very, very thankful for all the refs that sign up to ref.
Right.
Nobody wants to ref. The people that ref are honorable and admirable and all that. You've said this. Well, love the refs. Refs are good people. Do you find it difficult now with the way things are, pass interference and all that stuff? Like, have you had to change completely because you are old over the last 8 years? Has it changed at all now? Is it harder now? And, like, what are your reactions to some of the calls that take place on Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays here in a couple weeks in the NFL?
Yeah, man, I'm not going to lie. It's tough. It's tough seeing some of those calls. Sometimes it's tough playing the game, especially as a defender. Just because, it's you feel like all calls are, driven for offensive guys and offensive players because that's what sells tickets, obviously. But it's definitely tough. But at the same time, I do understand, like, they doing their job and they ain't trying to fuck up. Excuse me. They ain't trying to mess up. But but
Neither were you.
It is tough, man. Seeing some of this stuff is definitely tough because we put a lot of work in and we put a lot of thought and our whole process in to be a good football team and make good plays and be good players. So when, a bad call or something that happens against us, we do kind of take that, strongly and get pretty mad about that because we put in so much work. We like, y'all need to put in the same amount of work so y'all can, get these calls right because, a lot goes into these games.
Yeah, it's a swing of an entire everything. Not only just that game, but potential jobs, careers, legacies, everything. Is that why you do the, I'm just going to jump over?
Yeah.
That's a cool move.
That's a good move.
You just decided you're going to jump, and then you utilize your wings.
Batman. Fly a little bit.
You jump over people. That's a sweet move. That's smart. I don't know. When did you find out you could do that?
Hey man, I've been blessed by God to have some athletic abilities, and I just try some things out sometimes, and they end up working out for us in that instance.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah. And if I could do that, I'd be walking around this city just jumping over humans. It'd be a blast. Keep going. We're enjoying watching your team and you. Thank you so much for the time on this Monday, boss.
Nah, man, I appreciate you, man. Love the show. Love watching y'all guys. Y'all keep going.
Hey, listen. Florida State gets that win over Georgia, I think,
Yeah, national champions.
National champions.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Go Noles.
Hey, hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Jaylen Ramsey.
Yeah, Jaylen!
Seminole shirt right there.
Oh, yeah.
He knew. Yeah, bingo. I like how he said heck at the end after the minute.
Got a little gun shy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Gun shy in there. I appreciate you. He is.
Dog.
Yeah. I think we've encountered each other a couple of different times. One was at an airport.
Ooh.
He was just sitting down, and I was walking, and I seen him. He was sitting in front of me. I'm like, there's Jaylen Ramsey right there. So I sat 2 seats down.
Sure.
Creeped. And I was like, Jaylen, what's up? My name's Pat. And he goes, McAfee. And I was like, ooh, knows I exist.
Cool.
Had a nice dap up, had a nice moment, and then we kind of drifted apart there. Then we had an internet relationship.
Sure.
Always gun shy though. Don't want to invite him on the program.
Sure.
Don't want to step on any toes.
Overstep.
If they want to come on, people will reach out to us. They want to come on. Hey, how you doing? Let's keep it moving. He wanted to come on through the Miami Dolphins people. Thank you guys for making it happen.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shout out.
Thank you, baby. Good work down
They're
there.
a good football team.
They're a great
They're a
football,
good football team.
And they're only getting better seemingly with that
Yeah.
defense doing what it's doing.
Only getting better, and going to mention it, even with guys going down, guys just stepping up. And it comes with time. Just like we saw with Vance Joseph in Denver, you got to get better. As weeks go on with the defense, get better and better within the system. Him, X Howard.
I mean, what do you want me to?
Bless you, Tom.
Well, I was gonna say, I said before the show, oh boy, we don't have a cough button. I need to take my inhaler just kind of, what are you gonna do? I'm sorry, dude.
No, you're good. You
Say hello, V.
Greeny
I
doesn't
felt like
have
Lambo the other day when I was watching the show till I see you like.
Oh, dude,
And
I had a day bug right on my head.
Oh, yeah, that
and
was
I was
awesome.
like, I was trying, and I couldn't talk to the camera. Just need you to zoom out just a little
Kept
bit.
doing this.
Just zoom out.
Come on.
Zoom out.
Come on.
Then you see AJ's face reacting to it. It was perfect.
This show is the dumbest.
Yep.
You were giving a great, reasonable take about the
Great.
Dolphins.
Vic Fangio, Broncos,
An
Just get
explosive.
better.
Yeah, they are
Probably.
getting better.
And I completely forgot that Jaylen Ramsey's been in this system for 3 years. So
Yeah, me too. Whenever
that,
you said it early.
that helps you hit the ground running for sure. But you know how tough it is to hit, middle of the season, getting your legs under you. So you hear him still taking scout team reps, doing the different things to keep his condition on point. But he's got to feel good going into this late stretch as a seasoned vet at this point in his career.
Hey, Gumpy, another great trade there, getting Jaylen down there. He knows the system. Obviously, Vic Fangio is going to come in there and do well. That's what everybody said that knew football. And then when they weren't doing as great earlier, like, this guy lost his fastball. The system is a pretty complicated one, right? It's like a pretty – you got to actually learn it? Like you have to learn it?
It's just different. It's tough on different guys. So corners is going to be they're going to have to wear their hard hat at some times. It's a quarter system, but a lot of times it's going to be man-to-man coverage. Man-to-man pretty much is quarters, but once you go vertical, it's man-to-man. And then on the edges, he's always big fan. Always has great edge defenders, so it's going to be tough on the defense.
Hey, but it's come together, hasn't it, Gumpy? I mean, obviously yesterday against Sam Howell, I think a lot of people might be able to do that with the way they played yesterday, but it's come together, huh, Gump?
Yeah, especially on defense. Since Jaylen came back, they haven't allowed more than 300 yards, so that defense is cooking.
Gumpy, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
Lean in a little bit more.
Yeah,
we couldn't hear you as good.
That defense is cooking right now.
What was that?
Huh?
You can't.
Has he said anything
What are you
yet?
doing? What's this about? That coming a little hot there to start?
Just watching you try to speak into that microphone was a funny thing.
Look like AJ Hawk.
Well, whenever you were talking to Jaylen, that's when I think we all noticed it. And we're like, Gumpy's incredibly comfortable
Where is
right now.
AJ
Jacked
Hawk
up.
at?
He's back in Ohio. We were with him last night.
We're fine.
Where, here?
Yeah.
For what?
Was that?
What?
There was a thing.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it was a pretty cool thing.
Pretty cool
Great
little
time.
event.
AJ flew to New York.
Yeah, he was here for like 3 days, I think. They
whole
flew
weekend.
home. Thought for sure he was going to be here, but had some things going on. Dad of the year stuff.
Sure.
Which he is. Awesome. We'll chat with him tomorrow. But yeah, he was in the big city last night. Had a suit on. He looked good.
Yeah, he did.
He had a suit on.
Eating grilled chicken.
You guys were at an award show?
No award show. People were wearing everything from T-shirts.
Yep.
You know, shout out to Shane Gillis.
Yeah, shout out.
Shout out to Shane Gillis, all the way up to 3-piece suits.
He was wearing a T-shirt with a
T-shirt.
scumbag.
He was in a situation.
There was only a little mustard and ketchup on it. It wasn't that dirty.
He had a jacket over the T-shirt, you see, and the jacket was the dress-up part.
Right.
But
Why'd he take the jacket off?
It was hot.
Yeah, very hot.
It was hot in there.
Sweating bullets.
So he had to lose it. So that guy is epic.
Yeah, he crushed.
What a dream.
Yeah, him and his boy Nate. His boy Nate also hilarious human being. Does stand-up comedy with.
Was it Bargoth?
No. This guy does swear. We were trying our best to really ruined Shane's night.
Yeah.
Is what would have happened.
Big time.
Yeah, and I love that he didn't give in to the peer pressure. But I heard there were people that spoke later in the evening.
Really?
No way.
Yeah, I don't think it was Shane. I hope Shane was there for it. I'll be
AJ?
excited to get his take on
AJ
it all.
probably.
Maybe AJ. I'm not 100% sure. Let's talk about a little bit of football. Yeah, anyways, we do stuff. We're a big deal.
Yeah. So
It was the most absurd thing we've ever been a part of.
By far.
Yeah, bar
I'd like
none.
to let that
Probably for the rest of my life, I would guess.
bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Till next year.
I would like to let everybody know that watches us and likes us. The people that don't like us, you're not going to like this. I think we did well in there.
I think so too.
I think we did well in there.
Yeah,
think so.
good performance.
I think we did. I think we had a good performance.
I think so.
We're up on a roof. The roof wasn't open.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Got invited up on a rooftop.
Yeah. Hey, you want to go take a better peek at the city? Come on.
Come on up to the rooftop.
You don't even want to know who we were near.
Where were you doing?
Oh my God!
You don't even want to know.
The amount of names that were dropped to us last night.
Wow.
Wow.
What were you doing on the rooftop? Plant medicine?
Smoking weed.
Yeah. So kind of plant medicine.
Where's Stephen A. at? That's what we were doing, Stephen A. Right on that rooftop. And from what I heard, you maybe live right next door.
Yeah.
That's true.
They basically rattled off every human's name that you've ever heard of. Like,
Right there.
been.
Duh.
Never been up here. Whoa, we're bigger.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Whoa, you're treating us a little bit better
New
than
York City money, that's different.
Yeah,
That's
old.
It's different.
old money around.
Very old.
Congrats, New York.
Congrats to you.
Hey, congrats to you guys.
Yeah, congrats to you guys.
I did wear a tank top in, for those that are asking. And people still were judging Shane.
Yeah, they were.
That's right.
So that's just
I had a
something.
black lab shirt on.
Speaking of judging, we can no longer judge old people. That's on you.
Well,
Stafford and Flacco played a game
Yes,
yesterday.
they did.
That's true.
Combined age 73. You do the math. Okay, we went back to 2010, 2011 yesterday. And there was a couple plays from both of them that said, oh, that's primetime Flacco. Ooh, we got main event Stafford this evening.
Yep.
There was one particular throw early in that game from Joe Flacco that I loved more than the others. Now, they walked right down the field and scored a touchdown.
they did.
Joe Flacco hit Amari Cooper literally right in his sternum a couple different times. With that run game, with that offensive line, with the way Joe Flacco is done it all, literally, and seen it all, you would think this might be the perfect guy for this Cleveland Browns offense. That's what you think early. Now, Joe Flacco still does have a little Joe Flacco in him.
That's right.
It does.
But early in this game, in the first quarter, 3rd and 14, obviously it's going to be tough. He said, you know what I'm going to send a little reminder. This is a reminder.
Yeah, this is classic.
Still got it.
This is a reminder to myself. Okay, Joe? Of
course.
Yeah, you could still on a Sunday in a goofy-looking uniform for Joe Flacco, you could still huck this thing 55, 60 yards from a standstill.
Yeah.
That was a reminder to Stefanski on the sideline. Hey, Stefanski, I know people might think that you should just have me dink it off and do that. Remember, I'm Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
I can throw the ball further than everybody. And also a reminder to the fans that Joe Flacco could spin it with the best of them whenever he was in his prime. You're talking about one of the greatest arms in the history of football. They used to do those competition things where they would just throw it as far as they could. Joe Flacco was the guy that would win that. I know we have the Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes conversation now with these young bucks, and they could spin it. Joe Flacco was the I have a rocket for an arm guy before everybody else was in this particular generation. Great to see him back. And on the flip side, Matthew Stafford is the I can throw a football better than you guy.
Yes.
He had a couple throws yesterday to Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and the boys over there in L.A. where you think to yourself, damn, Matthew Stafford's throwing a football better than he has in a long time. There was this one ball to Puka Nacua where it was 1 foot. There it is.
Boom.
1 foot by 1 foot box that's probably moving at 17 to 18 miles an hour. Can only go in one place. Matthew Stafford puts it there. That is Matthew Stafford football. So I want to thank Matthew and Joe for giving us a little taste of nostalgia yesterday, playing at their peaks at certain times, and ultimately the Rams get a big-time win, and that Rams team's very good, D-Bud.
Yeah, 6-6 now. Kyron Williams had a good day on the ground. That's where it starts with the Rams offense. They got a run game and then obviously play-action pass game with Stafford now. Stafford just, when he takes care of the ball, they're a team that can go and beat anybody any week. He does have a tendency to, hand it over to the other team from time to time. But at 6-6, I know I didn't have him sitting here at this point.
Me neither. Now, they beat the Colts in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And I saw Matthew do some things where it's like, that boy can spin it.
Hookah.
That boy can spin it. He still can, and McVay can still call plays. They still have weapons. Still have Aaron Donald on the defensive side of the ball. They're thinking all the same things they were thinking earlier this year. What do you think, Tone?
It's like because I watched them play against the Steelers and they just didn't look good. Like it confuses me when the offense doesn't work for them because they have Cooper Kupp and because the run game has worked and because they have Puka Nacua, who I didn't know had that break. He was effortlessly striding away.
Oh yeah.
But I mean they're legit. I mean are they going to compete against the Niners? Probably not, or the Cowboys, probably not. But
you thought about saying the Eagles and he didn't.
Yeah, close.
That's what just happened.
Oh,
he just ruled the Eagles out.
I saw it. Counting Big Dom and the boys out.
I mean, the Eagles. Their record is unbelievable. I've seen unbelievable records.
Where in Pittsburgh?
With bad teams before. Yeah.
Oh, all the time.
You're not calling the 10-2 Philadelphia Eagles a bad team.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not a bad team. No, absolutely not a bad team.
Just not a good team.
They're a good team. They're not. I wouldn't say they're great.
He's in the committee. They're not in top 4. They're 5-6.
Okay. Yeah,
right there.
They were. I would put them at 3 in the NFC.
Behind the Cowboys and the Niners.
Yeah.
Lions?
No.
Way down there? Or?
Hey, let's talk about the Lions. We haven't chatted about them much. No. Okay, 21-zip. How you doing? Keep it moving. Then all of a sudden it becomes a game down there. Shout out to Derek Carr and his mental toughness at the beginning of that game because I assume the Boo Birds were flying down there in New Orleans, especially with everything that's been going on with the press and him asking him about questions. He's going, I'm not going to tell you. Okay, you can keep asking me. I'm not going to say anything. It seems to get not great down there. So whenever you have a terrible start in the Detroit Lions, who, coming off their worst performance of the season on Thanksgiving, kind of start buzzsawing, and Laporta is always open, seemingly.
Good. Oh, yeah.
Very good for Jared Goff and his Detroit Lions offense. There could be like this could be a 50 burger. This could be this could be a 60 thing. This could be a embarrassment here for the New Orleans Saints. They come right back. Derek does his thing. Now, Bruce Irvin.
Man.
I don't know what happened between Bruce and Derek whenever they were Raiders together, but Bruce, who's just been an immediate factor for the Detroit Lions, had a sack, had a tackle for loss, and also had a spear on Derek Carr that eliminated his shoulder, back, and head.
Bingo.
From the game line. That's a trifecta.
There it is.
That's the trifecta in injuries to a quarterback from a tackle. What you hurt? My shoulder, collarbone.
Sure.
Okay. That's
that
tough.
makes sense.
What you hurt? My back. I got slammed on my back.
That's a real bad one.
Hey, what you hurt? Concussion.
I don't know.
Derek Carr hurt his shoulder, back, and head. One play. Bruce Irvin, former teammate of his, absolutely demolishes Derek Carr. Then the Jameis Winston experience begins, and I assume Derek Carr will be getting monitored for all of his injuries across his entire body. If we know anything about Derek Carr, there's the Jameis Winston's first completion.
So good.
So awesome. He comes in, should be a pick. Who cares? It's not. It's a gain of 30. That's Jameis Winston football. I thought the experience was going to get going. Inevitably, the Lions end up winning the game. And shout out to Jared Goff and Ben Johnson.
Always
and MCDC
nice play
and
by
Jameis
Goff.
Winston missing by like 6-7 yards there. Which timing, he's going to get the reps this week.
Right. Of course.
Whole new animal going in there. But this Lions team bouncing back, I think, is a big deal.
Yeah.
Because people were starting to say, same old Lions. There was a Reddit out there, Foxy. There was a Reddit page out there, and I don't know, I'm not smart enough to do the Reddit, but every once in a while a screenshot will make it onto the internet, which is called X. And I saw it, and it said, let's look at this record that the Lions have. Who have they beat? And everybody's like, well, the Chiefs. Because they did an opening night. So it makes us think, from the beginning, they've been going. And then all the people that they beat, not that great of football teams.
No.
Not their fault, but just not that great of football teams. So then on Thanksgiving, a lot of the people that were hating on the brand new Lions, they were like, look, they just got exposed. This is who the Lions are. The Lions aren't the brand new Lions. The Lions are the same old Lions. And I was getting a little loud, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're up 21-0, then they come back 21-20, and you're like, is this the same old Lions? Because, Foxy, did you have doubt that your team was going to be able to hang on in the end? Just 2 weeks ago, you were tweeting, Jared Goff always answers. Now, you get exposed maybe on Thanksgiving, then it starts to unravel on Sunday. Did you lose doubt in the brand new Lion?
I'll say this, Pat. We have 9 wins. We are 9-3, and as a Lions fan, I will take that all day. It's never happened in my lifetime. Now, with that being said, this defense is a problem. This defense can't stop anyone. I am worried about
Foxy.
Fugazi.
And
Foxy.
we just talked about Matthew Stafford, my worst nightmare. is if in the first round of the playoffs,
Oh,
the
no.
Detroit Lions have to play Matthew Stafford
no.
at Ford Field, and we don't get that playoff win I've been looking for my entire life.
Oh,
and we lose
no.
again. That's my worst nightmare with
Yes.
this Lions team.
Man, that is awesome to think about.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
even think
it's
about
not.
it.
Wow. Yeah, as you were laying it out, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Needed.
Because you're going to have, I mean,
I can't believe you put it in
Tim
the air.
Robinson
Yeah.
going to be there.
Sure.
Kid
And
Rock.
then-
Kid Rock.
Parleezy's going to be there.
Yep.
And they might have the split jerseys on.
Ooh.
Because Stafford,
Posner.
they might have the Stafford jersey, on one side.
Yeah.
With whatever Lions player, that Hutch maybe,
Yeah.
or whatever it is on the other side.
Goof.
And then Matthew Stafford said,
Who's that?
all he wanted to do, that's Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Goff.
Oh, yeah.
Goff.
2 F's,
Goff.
not 2 O's.
Yeah.
Okay.
All Matthew Stafford said is he wanted to bring the Lombardi right down. What road is that?
Woodward.
Woodward. And he's like, sorry about it.
Yeah.
I can't even deliver a playoff win for you because I got to do what I got to do.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That game would be awesome, though. That game would be like 55-49. That game would be so fun to watch.
Okay, and you guys
Win. We win that game for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Jared Goff, baby.
You lost a little faith though, huh? Yesterday.
No, I mean,
against the
it's
Saints?
just obvious. If you watch the game, the defense isn't stopping anyone, no matter what. That Saints offense has sucked, and they looked incredible yesterday against them. So it actually is a problem. But the offense can score, so it don't matter. It don't matter.
You want to talk about offenses sucking? All right, let's do Chargers Patriots.
Well,
What is the deal? Why are you guys the way you are?
Jets,
You're not
Falcons.
even selling out. We'll talk about that as well tomorrow, probably.
Okay,
because
nice.
we'll
It
have
wasn't as
somebody
bad, of
course.
that was there.
Yeah.
Your game.
Oh, my God.
Can't fill out the stadium.
No.
Can't score.
Yep.
Bud.
Yep.
You lose from 2 38-yard field goals that literally look the exact same.
Yeah.
So the same play beat you guys twice for 6 points. You guys got absolutely nothing. Yeah. Zappy's not the answer.
No.
I don't think.
I don't think
Well, he kind of is, in a way. If you really think about it.
I know where you're going, yeah.
Zappy is kind of the answer, but I know what you're saying.
No, I would like to hear what you're saying.
Well, I mean, look, what's the question? The question is, what are the Patriots going to do? And the answer is lose every game to get a good player. With Bailey freaking zip on the ball Zappy. Are you kidding me? This is a all-pro performance out of Bill Belichick. Look what he is doing. The first team in the history of the NFL.
Long time it's been.
Long time to hold 3 straight teams to 10 or less points.
And
lose all 3 of those games. So Bill is showing you, hey, look, you don't think I still got it? You don't think, hey, Rex Ryan, you don't think the players want to play for me? Which he answered on the Greg Hill show saying, I don't think Rex Ryan's ever been a New England Patriot, so I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
I like that.
I love it.
Was he shirtless in the interview?
I assume he was maybe shirtless, maybe even bottoms off. Who knows what he was doing when he
Shouldn't
was
be doing that in 2023.
Probably not, but if he's in his office, he's not going home.
Yeah, he's
got to
always-
walk around butt
Sure.
naked somewhere.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
He's doing a Zoom call.
Exactly.
he loves to feel the
Oh, yeah.
leather.
Remember
of-
the COVID conference calls?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What was that one place?
He's halfway to Tubin. He's not going to go all the way to Tubin.
That was the guy.
Yeah, he's not.
Phil,
He could not wait.
Phil loves
Oh,
to
yeah.
feel.
He could
What's he
not
doing?
wait.
No.
He had to right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
That time of the day.
I have it under good authority that Bill loves the feel of just genuine rawhide leather on his bare ass cheeks.
All right.
Okay?
We don't know if that's true.
Kidding me? Who does it?
Big
Leather?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, it's nice and cool.
It gets
first year.
yeah, then it gets a
It
little
may look-
sweaty.
yeah,
Hot
look at-
summer's
yeah.
day.
The
Yeah,
problem,
not me.
the problem is the last time he did that, he stood up, ripped all the hair off his ass because I think it's stuck.
Smooth as a baby's bottom.
Exactly. Yeah, which I'm sure he
Anyways, you're
loves.
looking for a good player.
Yeah, well, for next year.
Well, let's talk about the New England Patriots. They're playing on Thursday night against Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep, Maserati
We
Mitch.
have a barn burner in store to kick off week 14 already of the NFL season. So we need to take them all for what they are, an opportunity to watch NFL football.
Bingo.
Sure.
Because when we're in May,
Sure.
in June,
What?
in July,
Oh.
and we're watching these things that what is this is a sport, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Well, it's not NFL football, it's not college ball. We got to remember that. So Thursday, when it's New England Patriots against the Pittsburgh Steelers, let's remember that.
You want to
Storied
guess?
franchise.
You want to guess the total? The 2 most winningest teams since 1990.
Ooh. What's
20,
up?
29.
31. It'll probably get to 29 if I had to guess.
Joining us now is a man that will be on the call.
Oh, poor guy.
The voice of college football for the last 28 years.
Wow.
Now the face in the eyes of Thursday Night Football on Amazon. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Herbstreit. Patriots Steelers Thursday. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, last week was awesome. Seattle came to play against Dallas. That was a monster. So yeah, looking forward to it. You and I were talking this morning about Tone's Ball Club. They're still in the mix, still in that wild card mix. So you never know. We'll see how things go. But New England, it's a battle on the desk there. We'll see who gets the upper hand. But I got a feeling New England's just trying to figure things out right now. It's been a tough year.
They have it figured out, Herbie. Connor has it figured out. I don't know about in the building, but Connor, and I think he speaks for most fans.
Absolutely.
They're not going to games. Stadium's empty. They're looking forward to the draft. The Patriots, the best dynasty in the history of professional sports, are now at the point where they're not selling out a home stadium in December.
Yeah.
In December, and looking forward to the draft.
Yeah.
This is we need to take a moment. This is a big deal.
Yeah, I heard
this
people.
Is December.
Yeah, it's early.
Heard people actually just went to the game to watch the flyover and then said, okay, we can go home.
I like that move, actually.
Flyover was sick.
So sweet.
3 Chinooks.
Wait till next week.
Right over top of the stadium.
It was so cool.
It was so cool. Anyway, all right, let's chit-chat about something else that's so cool. You get a chance to decide who's in the college football playoff, who wins the Heisman, who goes where. Like, that's a cool thing that you get to do as the voice of 2K and game day in college football. Yesterday, you were on the TV as the announcement came out that Florida State, although undefeated and ACC champion, will not be in the Final Four for the college football playoff. Obviously, it'll be Alabama, the SEC champion, and instead the Big 12 champion, Texas, the Pac-12 champion, Washington, and the Big 10 champion, Michigan. Power 5, one of them gets left out that's undefeated. Now, we all agree that the season isn't like just a play into the college football playoff. Should be. I mean, that's what most sports are, but that's not what college football really has ever been. Going all the way back to the BCS, before the BCS, it's always been like a judgment thing at the end. Why do you think it went this way? I know probably because of the quarterback, but ultimately, do you think the conversation was also, these are the teams, if they were to play Florida State, they would beat them? Like, do you think that came up in the conversation when they were making this decision, or what do you think the final determiner was?
I know you're kidding, but there's some people that think you're serious when it comes to ESPN or me or anybody have any agenda or have anything to do with these teams. It's the committee that ultimately decides what's going to happen. We all have opinions about what we think, and I don't have an agenda on anything. Other than I just want to see, the subjective analysis of who the best 4 teams are. And I think the first thing is people are voicing an opinion who don't really understand what this is. I've been in the front row asking questions since 2014 when this thing started. I think the big thing, just to clarify everything, the first rankings come out, on this past weekend, and they go around the room, and it's pretty clear that Michigan is 1, and Washington is 2. What they call the next group of teams, so you already have those teams in, they refer to this as a cluster. So when you get to a cluster of teams, and you would have Texas, and you'd have Alabama, you'd have Florida State, Georgia, these are clusters of teams that the rankings could go whichever way. So once they get to the point where they know who the 2 are, that's when we got to it looks like they must have gotten to the cluster. So what you look at is conference championship. All those teams except Georgia were conference champions. They look at strength of schedule. This is the second thing. I'm reading it right off the list. Conference championship, strength of schedule, head-to-head competition is another thing. Comparative outcomes with a common opponent. None of these are weighted more than the other. And the last thing is other relevant factors, such as unavailability of key players or coaches that may have affected a team's performance during the season or likely will affect its postseason performance. That's where this, to me, that's what separated these teams. You couldn't put Alabama ahead of Texas. Texas beat Alabama. It must have put, based on all those things I just mentioned, they must have said Texas is going to go to 3, probably because of head-to-head. And then you got Alabama and Florida State and Georgia. So then you got Alabama beat Georgia head-to-head. You got the factors of injuries to Florida State. The committee must have taken that into consideration. And while it's impressive what Florida State did without Jordan Travis and winning at the Swamp and then winning in the ACC championship, and why they should be commended, obviously, for a magical and historic season, if you're comparing them without Jordan Travis in the last 2 weeks of the season and into the postseason to Alabama, who just beat Georgia, is one of the best wins, if not the best win of the year. You know, I think it's pretty obvious that the team that should be there, based on the criteria of what the model says, the obvious choice would be Alabama.
We're going to 12 teams next year. Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah. Thank God.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
that's the right decision.
Thank God. Now, if I'm Georgia fans, and they can't be anywhere near as loud as Florida State fans, obviously, but if I'm Georgia fans, and I'm also pretty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 29 straight wins. 29.
Yeah.
Nobody in the history of college ball has done this before. And we lose neutral site, although it is in Georgia, by 3 to
A playoff team.
this Alabama team that's in there. That's our only, and we're back-to-back national champions. And if you look at our team, it's like, that team's a good team. That's a good team. It's like, I could see them being pissed. I don't think I've heard anything from them. They're back-to-back national champs, so I guess they're just saying, hey, this isn't ours. But this system is just like, there's no chance they would ever get it all right, you know? Like, there's no way.
No matter what they came down with, they were wrong. You know, it's one of those things. I think they ended up getting it right. It's not fair. I mean, obviously, anything. The fact that people think that there's an agenda about an SEC team or agenda against Florida State is, again, the most ridiculous thing. What Mike Norvell's done, where Florida State was 3 years ago to where they are now, that's a credit to him, and especially a credit to guys like Jordan Travis, who's been really the face of this turnaround over these last couple of years. So everybody's appreciative of the season they had. I'm sure the committee is. The fact we go to 12 next year, you wish it was this year. But the way I try to describe this to people is, if Michael Penix in Washington had the exact same set of circumstances and the backup quarterback for Washington came in to finish their season and they won the Apple Cup and coming back to win that game, somehow beat Oregon and just inched their way out, and won a championship without Penix, we would have probably been looking at Washington in the same way we're looking at Florida State. If Jordan Travis is there, the committee would have really had their hands full in trying to separate these teams, because Florida State with him is a very, very different team. But it's great that we're going to go to 12. It's very unfortunate that, we have 5 Power 5 conferences. This year in 2014 are really the only 2 years that all 5 conferences had a champion that was deserving of being in. And this is the last time we had this kind of argument was all the way back in 2014. So it's a kind of a flawed system. I'm with you. Georgia probably, based on all we just said, Georgia should be number 5. Florida State probably should be number 6, if that's what your logic is.
Yep.
Based on that injury. So it's just brutal, man. And no matter what you do, it's in this situation, it's awful for one group of fans and especially players. But here we are, and you feel bad for Florida State for sure.
Yeah, and obviously the boys in that locker room, hell of a run.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible
Hell of a run.
Great workout in the offseason. And if you beat Georgia and you're undefeated, you know what? Give yourselves rings.
National champions, baby.
Give yourselves
UCF
rings.
did.
Because Georgia could.
Yeah.
I mean, Georgia could be a.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could also say we could be in the national championship as well.
That's the first time a team dropped from 1 and out of the top 4 too, right?
Yep.
Georgia.
And somebody outside 6 going up into the thing. I mean, that's why the previous moves that they had made after the Jordan Travis injury, I think kind of set them up for an even bigger conversation. I was trying to figure out from Michigan, whenever you made that Penix comparison there with Washington, it's like if Alabama beats Georgia and Jalen Milroe, though, last play gets hurt and he's out, I don't think they put Alabama in because of the way Milroe's played. And then in Michigan, is it Blake Corum? Is it what? I don't think, like, if JJ wasn't in there, I don't think Michigan. I think we would all be like, man, Michigan could still. Don't you think?
I don't know, man. I'm a bigger fan of J.J. McCarthy. I think he's a difference maker in that offense. Donovan Edwards would step in if Blake Corum went down. We saw that late last year when he went down with an injury, and Edwards stepped up and played really, really well. So, the quarterback.
So who would it be?
Team,
An offensive line? Do you think if J.J. you think
I think it's J.J. McCarthy.
Okay.
Yeah. If you take J.J. McCarthy out of that offense, I know they win with defense and running the football, but that kid makes a lot of plays, off schedule. He's the leader of that team.
I'm fresh out of watching that Iowa-Michigan game.
On
Saturday.
That just leaves it in your
It's
eye.
hard for me to. That was terrible football.
By the way, remember my big question was not if Iowa will score. I told you, would they cross the 50? Like that was my big question. Did they end up crossing the 50?
Yeah,
they did.
But you did immediately upon asking that question though. Herbie goes, he adds like a little criteria. He goes, if they get it like the 25 or the 20, they won't make. So the first time they made it past 50 was a punt, short punt.
Correct.
And
that doesn't count.
So I did not see any
I
other
don't know
time.
if they did.
They did one more time. Let's not. I mean, listen. Anyone who was there, Pat, you understand. Herbie, you watched it. You could argue Iowa outplayed Michigan.
Okay.
On the field.
You certainly can't. And Ty, I don't know if he remembers the whole second half. He was certainly having a good time out there, although the Hawkeyes weren't. This show will continue on YouTube and ESPN Plus live from Seaport. We'll be back here tomorrow with Aaron. See ya. Nailed it, boys.
Nice.
Nailed it, boys. Right on screws. Right on screws.
Wow.
Right on screws.
How about it?
Boy, you've gotten really good at that.
No. Honestly, I
There
don't
were
know
a
if
few
that was on the
times
screws.
early. I remember you would be in the middle of that, and it would just cut off.
Yeah, that might have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. Chargers to the game sometimes,
Is there a clock that ticks that down, or someone in your ear?
Couple.
Clock. There's a clock right below the camera, right above the feed. And the thing about it is, though, we got that 5-second delay, because fuck and shit and everything that could potentially come, like Jaylen said today.
Yeah.
So now we're going, 5 seconds earlier at the Haas, at the Thunderdome. We got that cooked in already. You know what I mean? So the 5 seconds are actually already into the.
Got it.
So it's a little different mental gymnastics, but.
How's your new facility there for a day? You guys enjoying that?
This place is really nice.
Oh, yeah.
This place is really nice.
Sweet.
First of all, there's humans working here. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we just had all PTZs, and we sound like greenies saying humans don't need to do anything. We need computers. We apologize for that, but like the thought of what was that?
Someone's at Kirk's house.
Doorbell.
Kirk, someone's there.
Somebody here?
Someone's there.
Doorbell.
Was that your house?
I think it was. Yeah, it was somebody. I think it was DoorDash.
Oh,
Nice.
So good.
Nice. What'd you get?
So good. They're the best. Absolutely. What did you get?
I think Allie got it. I think I got Chick-fil-A.
For Ben.
What'd you get for Ben? Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Nugs.
Ben's not getting anything.
What?
What? You Ben's not getting
Ben's not
anything.
getting
Son of a bitch.
We would like a little bit of an investigation into the treatment of new star.
Yeah. Peter.
Ben.
Peter. Get him, Peter.
You're not getting
He's
him
right there.
grilled chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A? What?
on.
Ben deserves
No.
it.
A milkshake.
Guys get a million views every video.
Hey, dude turns 10 this weekend.
70 years
Happy
old.
birthday, Ben. He's crushing.
He's had a hell of a run.
Anyways, though, there's humans working here. So, I do feel terrible for them because they just have to, sit here and be a part of this whole thing. But they've done a great job. Yeah. The whole setup is way too nice.
Yeah.
Way too nice. So,
The lighting's really good there. What shows are taped there?
So this is Greeny's studio. This is Get Up.
Yeah.
This is Get Up Studio. And
That's
then
where all the magic happens.
Yeah, they cook it right here.
Right.
Dan Orlovsky's in the kitchen
Yep.
You know.
Dan Wagon.
doing his thing. You know what? Yeah, I'll say the most ridiculous thing.
Bam. Mac Jones is just as good as Brock.
And then he wakes up the next day. Shit. Yesterday I won a little bit. Got a little carried away yesterday. And then he comes right back into this studio. He sits right in that area over there. Mm-hmm. And something comes up and he dances. I don't wanna. Yeah, it's awesome.
Nothing better.
Dano's on our show tomorrow.
That's right.
Let's go.
That's right.
Hey, you better bring it.
We will try our best to get him to the point that he.
Oh, yeah. Rile him up.
I can't wait to hear what he's got to say about college football. I assume he's already given his take, and we will look back at the social clips and
He was on Herbie's side.
What's that?
He was saying that the committee got it right, actually.
There's really no side here, guys. I don't.
Well, no, you know.
Oh, Herbie, there is a side.
It's always
Herbie,
sides.
you said the committee.
But what's there even to debate if you know the criteria?
I agree.
See, that's your side. That's your side. That's your side.
And we agree.
Let me read this again. Other relevant factors such as unavailability of key players affecting a team's performance. It's not, hey, this team's great, they're undefeated, they deserve it. It's not that. It's other relevant factors of unavailability of key players that may affect their performance in the postseason.
Herbie, we agree, but there's this group of holier-than-God, high-horsing people that need to get out there and fight for Florida State because they deserve it, and the poor kids.
Tone
Well,
was
so-
getting,
Tone?
Tone, hey, hold on, Herbie. Tone was getting visibly upset yesterday.
Yeah.
Whenever people that had no affiliation to Florida State were going to bat for Florida State in a very, heavy-hearted, super-duper way. Tone was getting upset about that, and Tone, known hater, though. That is.
Well, Florida State fans, kids, coaches,
Players,
you should be super
alumni.
pissed. Yes, you should be super pissed. It was
They should be disappointed.
Disappointed. It was the
See, that's your side, by the way.
It was the non-Florida State fans, the non-Florida State coaches, players who have no affiliation with the.
What is their problem? What are they chirping about?
Good question.
I mean, they won all the games, guys. I mean, we can understand
they
their
proved it on
argument.
the field.
They won all their games. Of
course.
Hey, schedule tough one shot to go out there and shock the world.
If I was on that team,
If
my son, if my boy was on that team, if my boy was on that team, Herbie, and I saw all the work he put, not just this season. How about back in high school? Middle school, elementary school in most states, including Ohio, they're playing tackle football at kindergarten. Okay, well, all that work, and choose to go to the Florida State University.
Turn it around.
And him and his friends and his team, they just run the table. That's what we
No, if you want to add that, go back to when they sucked just 3 years ago. I'm talking irrelevant.
Even more so. Even more.
To now playing at the top of the ladder to being undefeated. I mean, if you're going to look at it from that perspective, absolutely. But it's the bylaws of the way they break this thing down.
Bylaws.
Yeah,
read the bylaws.
Listen, we didn't make the bylaws. Did you write those? Are you the John
I'm
Hancock?
I'm reading them. I'm reading Billy Hancock's work right here. Conference championship, head-to-head competition.
Who wrote that? Boo Corrigan? That's more words than I've heard that guy ever. Oh,
our founding fathers.
Billy Hancock did in the conference commissioners.
Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, I heard him.
George Washington.
You think Boo Corrigan hates my addition to the program?
No, he loves you.
I hope so, because it's hard for me not just be like, that guy said nothing. Yep. Like how they muted our mics.
It's his job. His job
okay,
is to say
that's how
nothing.
I need to view it. That's how I need to view it then.
Because he's not. He said stuff yesterday. Because honestly, the rankings don't really. They'll tell you the rankings. You can't make sense of them until the final rankings. That's when that's when they answer questions. And I think he tried to do that yesterday.
Okay, good. Well, I'll watch that back then yesterday. And Boo, we appreciate your time. And I also appreciate that somebody has to be the picture of literally all the hate.
Yeah.
And the fact that he is from an ACC school.
Right.
Yes.
There you go.
More so.
And the ACC is getting left out of the Power Five, the college football playoff is it's a crazy thing. Let's move back to the NFL, shall we?
Yeah.
You knew the Niners were going to do that to the Eagles or no?
Not to that level. I don't think anybody did. That was. Did you think that? That kind of domination?
I was kind of saying, yeah. It felt like it. I love that Eagles team too. That's why it hurt so bad. But it was like that Eagles team needed that, I think. That's like one of those things that I think the Eagles team needed because all the dudes on that team respond okay, so that was on TV. Yeah. The little thing, the sign up, that was right on the face there. All those guys on the team will respond very good to this. That's like their character traits, I think, personally. Sure. But it just felt like San Fran already had that moment happen. Yeah. And then you add in all of the stuff that happened in the NFC Championship. And then you got 5 guys walking in all black. It's a funeral. You got Debo wearing black Air Forces on the field, which is obviously a mentality setter that we've all learned about whenever Tomlin delivered black Air Forces for his entire team and said, we got to have black Air Force mentality this year. So it's like, I thought that was the case going in, and I feel like they thought that as well, that Niners team, and they were dancing.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of dancing in there. I thought that was going to be the mental state of that team, though. Now, I don't know what happens if they play again, though. You know, like I don't know what's going to happen to the Eagles next week when they play the Cowboys. I think they bounce back in a big way.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you're saying all adds up, but it's in Philly. The game starts, and you're thinking, uh-oh. Yeah. I mean, it was Philly early, and you're thinking,
oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a tough place to go and win. Philly was fired up, and then they just flipped it. And it just seemed like every possession from that point on, they were able to put points together. But they did look like the memory of last year.
Which one do you think these NFL teams or NFL fan bases should be most excited about that? And parlaying on top of that, the future Heisman potential, Jayden Daniels, do you think his game translates to the next level?
Well, his physical attributes are exactly where the NFL is heading. I mean, if you look at what Patrick Mahomes did to the game, and everybody from that point on has tried to mimic what Andy Reid is created with Patrick Mahomes' skill set. So, you know, I think depending on where he goes, who the system is, the offensive coordinator, it's all going to be very important. I think he's probably a better kid than maybe some of the stories and the reputation. You know, when he says, I'm only going to go to 5 franchises, and otherwise I'm going to stick around. I want a piece of the franchise. You know, some of that stuff I think has created a little bit of a negative vibe, you know, as far as his perception. I think when he works out and people see what he has to offer, I think everyone will fall in love with him. I think he'll become the guy. And then I think you'll see these other guys, depending on who you talk to, will be talked about, you know, favorably. I think Drake May has a lot to offer. I think Jayden Daniels, to me, is going to be, if it's easy to sit here right now and you never know where these guys go, I'm most excited to see where he goes, because I think that kid has a chance to be a superstar.
Connor wants him.
Oh, yeah.
That kid, again, with where the NFL is right now with quarterback play, I would take him very, very fast. Okay. I think he's going to be the biggest star of them all. Jayden Daniels.
Wow. I appreciate that because you gave him the Heisman.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
A couple weeks ago.
You were on game day.
Yeah.
He said he already won the Heisman. I didn't know.
I don't know what everyone else is going to vote for, but I voted for him.
How many people vote for the Heisman?
Man, it is so saturated. I think it's over 1,000 maybe.
Wow.
What? Damn. 1,000 people?
I think it's a lot of people.
You don't have one?
What's that?
And you don't have
Pat
one?
McAfee needs one.
Pat McAfee does not need a vote in anything.
No, he needs one for sure.
No. I'm in a good spot. I'm in the right spot. Yeah. You guys are in the wrong spot.
Bro, you watch as much, if not more, college football than I would bet you 90% of the people that vote.
Oh, that's good.
That's a problem with the 1,000 people.
Yeah, so I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A year prior, Alabama quarterback Bryce Young won with 11 points.
870. There you go.
800. There's 870 college football media members.
If you ever want to get Dez going, bring that up to Dez. Do that this weekend at Army Navy. Bring that up.
Because he would like a little.
As a former winner, he's not. As a former winner, he's not a big fan of that. You know, that many people voting on it. He thinks it should be a much more select. I agree with him. It should be a much more, but he's much more passionate about it as a former winner.
Herbie has one. A vote.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Reese has one.
Yeah. Those make sense. Sure.
Desmond has one.
That makes sense. Yep.
Yeah. Coach Corso has one.
Sure.
So when they talk on game day, it means something.
Yeah.
When I talk on game day, I'm speaking for all of us. I'm speaking for all of us. So whenever I start pressing them on stuff, know that I'm doing it for all of us without the votes.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Pat.
There's that many college media members too, by the way.
It's a lot.
There has to be more than that, I guess, right? Because not every single college. There's 800, and that's
what's the criteria? Like, how do you get select? Okay, you got one.
You got
to vote.
McGee better have one. Or I'm going to
McGee. Does McGee have a vote?
And
McGee and Marty have a vote?
They better.
I don't know. I don't know who has
Herbie,
a vote.
That should be known.
Yeah.
Lose my mind.
McGee better have a vote.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
if he doesn't,
I'm going to flip this fucking desk over if he doesn't.
He should probably have 2.
Me too. I'll help. I saw like this tiny little car parked down the street out of a movie. It was like this little baby, little roller skate, old school European looking one. Fiat thing. Yeah. I thought like shouldn't think like this, but I did. Immediate thought was
flip that
we could flip that thing.
Yeah, let's try.
We could slide that thing right down the street.
On our way out, we have to try.
It was. We don't need to do that. Okay. That's not what we need to be known for.
But you can think about it.
But that is some. McGee does have.
McGee has a.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be able to get this test.
Yeah, no. As I said,
that car that I saw.
This is thick glass.
I think you could go. I don't think you could get this.
Yeah,
test.
this looks a little heavy.
I don't know, boys. This thing's bending. We could.
Well, you might be able to separate.
Does Pete Thamel have a vote?
Oh yeah, 3.
He has multiple votes.
Yeah.
What do you say about his votes?
Well, just because of everything that happened, obviously, I did not have any Michigan men on my ballots this year.
How come?
Well, you not only do you cheat, but then you threaten to, want to kill me and say a lot of mean and salacious things. They did. I was a man of my word. I did everything I had to do. I showed up in Ann Arbor. And
while you're in the stadium,
didn't put your big boy pants on.
Security put me in the stadium. I said, "Hey, put me down in the pit, and we'll see if any of these chicken shits say anything to me."
So that wasn't reported.
That was not reported because it's the game. I'm not trying to make the game about me. So I mean,
you're an entertainer though.
No, Pat, Herbie, D-Butch, guys like that. Those are the entertainers. I'm really more just a vessel of information. People, they're not on that trip for a ride. Hey, what does Pete got to say? What does Pete know about the transfer portal and Kyle McCord, maybe moving to a different place? And, maybe Malik Murphy's not going to be at Texas anymore. That's the kind of thing that people want to know.
Thank you, Pete. We appreciate your time, Pete. Let's talk about. I think Ty was going to ask you about it, but since Pete just brought it up through Ty, Kyle McCord in transfer portal. That's a surprise over there in Ohio State, and this is just a new normal, right? You hit free agency. Why would you not? Had a good year.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of places that'll potentially have interest in him. Mm-hmm. Let me go hit free agency, see if any of these NIL collectives, whatever, want to pay me a little bit, and then can he go back to Ohio State if it doesn't work out? And what does this mean? You think going forward? If even Kyle, I thought this would be like right? I thought we were just getting started.
Did
Ryan say, hey, we're going to bring someone else in?
Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Oh.
We like Riley Leonard a lot.
Yeah.
So let's see what
he's got Notre Dame, I guess.
Cam Ward.
That's what the internet
Cam Ward fits our offense a little
Dylan
bit better.
Gabriel.
Okay. Is that what's going on? Herbie, this is it. This is football now. This is college football.
I guess this is college football. I think the portal opened up officially today. I think there have been a couple Ohio State guys already announced. I hear there's going to be more. Damn. It is the new world. Kyle McCord was 11-0. 11-0 as the starting quarterback, and then they lost to Michigan. Obviously, if they win that game, I'm sure he's not transferring, but they lost that game, and he's out. I don't know why. I have no idea. I have no idea what went down with that, but wish him all the best. I'm sorry it came to that point. It's really sad to think a guy's 11-0 and loses a game, and first year's the starter. Plenty of eligibility left on the back end, and he's going to go to another school. Like you said, he'll probably get paid, too, to go to that other school.
Ty's asking him to go to Iowa.
Ooh. What do you say, Kyle? What do you say? Hey, guess what? You know what? You're not going to get any threats or anything like that. No. You're not going to have to worry about not being able to beat Michigan. You show up in Iowa City. Not only will everyone love it, they'll pay you. And if you win 9 games, you'll be a fucking hero for the rest of the time.
Actually, you get 2 first downs.
That's it.
Boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Statue.
You get 2-3 first downs. Watching that Hawkeye, the Iowa band,
Yeah. Well done.
Phenomenal.
Better than Tabittle?
They did Metallica.
They did.
Whoa.
They did Metallica. Had electric guitars, a part of the band.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they did. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. We did, not going to bring it up.
What's that?
There's a lot of things getting thrown into the sky. The team almost had a perfect game.
No.
Last toss.
They dropped the bayonet.
Actual last toss of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was like a 5-minute.
It was.
Perfect.
Build
routine.
up.
Yeah.
Throwing them high.
Very high.
Like, we're talking 40, 50 feet in the sky. Jeez. We're watching it because we're at the ground level.
Yeah.
Catching, passing. They went from first person to fourth person with one on this thing. It was awesome.
And then.
Last one, out of reach.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
It might have been on purpose, though, now that I think about
Deacon
it.
Hill threw it.
Over.
That might have been.
Oh.
Okay. So he had a perfect game.
Yeah.
All right.
That offense was terrible. McNamara went over there.
Yeah.
It didn't work out.
No.
Obviously, because
He's back.
How was last night?
What did they?
Yeah,
do?
Packers Chiefs was pretty good.
Packers showcase
Yeah.
that they have
What are you talking about?
It was a good game.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
No, your party you guys went to was it everything you hoped for?
Wait, what party did you guys go to?
Is that what they're calling it?
What party did you
Did
go
you
to?
guys go to a party?
It's more so just like a work event, I thought.
Yeah, handshake.
Work
yeah.
environment, yeah.
Yeah, we learned a lot about a lot. Learned a lot. There's
Definitely
a lot,
smarter.
A lot of answers there. Mr. Jones and me. Looks good. Hair, phenomenal.
Was everything macrodose with mushrooms, or?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What's macro dose?
What is your?
What are you
a lot.
insinuating?
We don't do plants or drugs around here.
Okay.
Whoa. Drugs.
They're very
Don't
different
cast
things.
spells.
Very different
I
things.
said two different. I said plants or drugs.
Oh, excuse me.
Although I would assume at potential property we were at, there was a chance both of those things were there.
Okay.
If you asked.
If you had to,
Sure.
if you had to snoop around it, you could find it.
Like a
I'm
gumball
not
machine.
100% sure because we did not. We did get to see the roof though.
Yeah.
Herbie, we got to take you to the roof. Used to not be allowed in the building, but now we're on a rooftop. That's a real deal. We were literally
great.
on top of this thing. It was a wild night. It was a wild night. We did.
How
we
many
did New York.
people? How many people were there last night?
Say 100.
Yeah, that'd be my guess
Yeah.
as well.
Pretty
Small
selective.
group.
Pretty selective.
Small. Yeah.
I don't know how many people were getting in that building. You know what I mean? I mean
It's true. Can't just wear a t-shirt and jeans.
Shane Gillis.
Actually, you can.
Shane Gillis dressed like a. They said others were saying, not us.
No.
Scumbag.
That, and some people were saying, "Who's the asshole in the t-shirt?"
Yeah.
People were saying that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't right.
This guy get fucking lost. How'd he get in here?
It's not right that
We
they
weren't
did
saying
that.
the people around the bar were saying that.
Ridiculous.
You didn't. All right, let's get out of here. Herbie, we appreciate you, buddy.
All right,
Hey,
boys.
how are your mentions from Florida State people?
I don't know. I'm
All right,
not participating.
Smart.
Dan Orlovsky tweeted 18 minutes ago.
Ooh, here we go.
Oh, buddy. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 O's.
Okay.
Only the first one's capitalized. Okay.
Okay.
Get it.
And then 4 H's.
Oh, buddy.
FSU fans are saying some stuff to/about me and my family. Unfortunate, brutal situation for them. He's still gutted for their players and coaches.
Oh, is that who was taking him for granted? The FSU fans?
Probably.
We'll have him on the show tomorrow.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
We got a
clear
lot
it
of
up.
questions
Clear it
for
up.
Dan. But I want to let Dan know we love you, Dan.
Love you, Dano.
Love you, Dano.
Love you, Herbie.
People say some stuff to Dan, I assume.
Yeah.
People are not afraid of stuff.
Yeah, but what Dan does, Dan signs up. I mean, Dan runs right into the, in Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
When he doesn't make the team.
Yeah. Hockey team.
And then he goes into the batting cages.
Yep.
And he says 364 days until the next hockey trial. I got to toughen up, and he's just taking the pitches.
Oh, yeah.
That's Dan Orlovsky every morning. He's sprinting into that thing.
Essentially.
And just, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But people need to be nicer to Dan.
Yeah.
Be nice.
People need to be nicer to everybody.
Dan's a good boy.
He is a good boy.
Sweet boy.
Dan's a sweet boy. You know, Herbie, that doesn't get taught. He's a sweet boy.
He is. You saying he just lines back right up and goes right back into it again? Day after day?
Every day is 364 days to hockey trials. I got to toughen up. He's sprinting in there, and those baseballs just keep coming. You know what I mean? Just right in a boom, 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 boom. He does
a great job.
Atta baby Dan, we love you, Dan. Herbie, we love you too, buddy. Get prepared for that Thursday night game, okay?
Hey, I'm going to go dig in. I'm going to go get ready for this one Thursday.
Smart.
Now, this is an NFL football game between two legendary programs.
That's right.
Okay, so I don't want to disrespect too much, but the brands of football that they're both playing right now is incredibly boring. Michael Cole, greatest wrestling commentator of all time, he used to tell me, not that it ever happened in WWE, obviously not when I was there, but if there was a rare occasion in which a bad match would occur or a bad segment would occur on the program, Michael Cole used to say, hey, this is where we, right? This is where we
time to shine here.
This is where we We make better.
We earn our paychecks.
Yeah.
And that's what you and Al Michaels do.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you out there, Herbie. We appreciate you, buddy.
You got it, brother.
Give Ben some nuggets.
See you up there in Massachusetts for Army Navy.
Yep. See you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah,
He probably missed 4 Zoom calls.
He was getting hungry too, you could tell.
Yeah.
Oh, those Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A
fries
was-
are going to might as well toss them.
What?
That was
Yeah.
like 10 minutes, they're done.
Yeah,
What, does he not
The
have
fries?
a microwave?
Oh, yeah, fries, you got to eat them bad boys. I mean, in the line, you got to crack
Yeah,
that
you
bag
do.
and just
Kirk freaking Herbstreit.
It's already DoorDash,
Waffle
so
ones?
hit.
Yeah, waffle ones.
Any of them, all of them.
He's
10
got an air
minutes.
fryer. You can throw him in there.
Yeah, he probably already has one just sitting.
Give him
on
to Ben.
there.
Give Ben something. Shit.
I don't think Ben's eating fries.
Yeah.
What was his reaction to us saying
Yeah,
give Ben
that was
chicken
weird.
nuggets?
Yeah, what was that about?
I'm guessing they had a run where they were just basically everything off the table. Hey, give it to Ben. He'll enjoy it. And then he probably had some tummy problems or, take it from a guy who, didn't have a dog and then just figured out, well, fuck it, I can just give my dog whatever. And then, you take him to the vet and they're like, hey, stop giving him this shit. You're the problem.
His dog
It's not
now
him.
has colitis.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it. Yeah. Imagine
He
you
did.
pumping your dog full of Celsius.
No, I didn't know.
Pizza Hut.
How many Celsius,
Pizza
Red
Hut,
Mountain Dew?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I need a spitter. I gotta finish this one too.
Bang Energy.
Bang Energy. I was never, but hey, Murph, you want a couple French fries? Like, yeah, there's 8,000 pounds of salt on this, and I don't think that's good for dogs, but you're loving them, and you keep eating them.
So
That was
you
a
think
long
that's
time
why
ago.
Herbie's not doing the nuggets.
I would assume. I
That
would
makes
guess.
sense. You're good. You're a good parent.
Yeah.
Have you ever fed your dogs anything they shouldn't eat?
Only grilled chicken. Legitimately, only grilled chicken.
Chuck
You can't
Chuck
get that
only
big
eats
off
grilled
of just
chicken,
grilled
huh?
chicken, huh?
So that's why Chuck kind of looks like AJ Hawk right now.
I am saying from my hands.
Okay.
From my hands.
Right.
Grilled chicken.
Well, and then you guys making protein shakes 4 times a day too, right?
No water.
Loaded
anymore.
with peanut butter. And
I'm a little bit worried about Chuck now. You know what I mean?
Oh, now.
Yeah.
Now we're worried?
I thought he was just big boned.
Big boned.
So the fattest corgi of all time lives in my house.
Yes.
His name's Chuck. Okay? He is fat. He's huge. He's the biggest.
fat is putting it nicely.
Yeah. It is the most oblong, wrongly shaped corgi on the planet.
Okay. So
I think obese.
He's unique. All right.
Yeah,
he's unique.
He'll be unique.
Thick boy.
I saw a corgi race in front of me. And what I will say is Chuck would have been able to eat all of them.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
is the largest of all time. He used to be able to be very agile, though. You know, these corgis are like herding,
Mhm. 10
herding
weeks old.
animals.
Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to do. Even though he was fat, he was powerful. He was Chris Fuamata-Ma'afala.
Sure. Okay.
He was Jerome Bettis.
Well said.
He was
Well said, yeah.
big guy, agile, could move. Over the last few months, his agility has gone down.
Okay.
I think there's a chance maybe arthritis has hit some of the joints
Sure.
because of the weight that has been placed on them. So just like any other super athlete like that, put him on a plan. He's going to be on a treadmill 2 times a week.
Okay.
He's going to get in shape. He's going to be the most powerful guy of all time.
I saw him gaming that treadmill.
That was Valerie. That's the other one.
okay.
Yeah, no, she's a street dog.
Yeah, much different.
And she knows it, so she's like grateful and awesome. And Chuck was a couple $1,000s, and he knows that.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's an asshole. And he shits in the house now because
no.
he can't get down and up with how heavy he is.
I ain't walking outside, all right? I'm dumping right here, and you can clean it up.
Bingo. And whenever he has to go down to dump, like, because his legs are so small and his body's so big, it's just a lean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's-
And he just lies in it, right? Because he doesn't want to move after he does it. He stands up for so long.
Hey, Chuck, use this as motivation, pal.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you're listening
Take
out
the
there.
split.
Go walk.
Love
Okay,
you, Chuck. Just
Go
around
poop
the house.
outside. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's go to a break. We got to wrap this up with the picks.
Oh, yeah.
We'll FaceTime AJ for that, I think, if we're able to.
nice.
I think we'll be able to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear stuff?
Not when the music's on.
No, not when the music's on or when the guest mic picks something up.
Okay.
But now it's back.
Yeah, it's been going in and out.
The music, yeah.
There's been a few times today, and there's a lot going on, so we appreciate the hell out of everybody. And this is standard operating procedure whenever you move into a new studio, especially we roll like 8 deep whenever we go in. So it's a whole thing. So we appreciate that. There's been a bunch of times where I've just completely cut off in my ears and not heard anything.
Oh, yeah.
And then I've just continued to talk, or sometimes like naturally get my tongue softer. And then as I'm talking, I'm thinking to myself, am I speaking into a microphone right now? Can you hear anything? And do I look like an asshole? Normally always look like an asshole, but I think it's been going out good.
Okay, perfect.
I think.
It's all that matters.
All that matters.
Seriously.
Look at us. We're in a big city.
Yeah.
Looks gorgeous.
Those are real windows.
Beautiful view. Look at that bird.
That's a real bird right there.
Wow. Been there all
Brooklyn Bridge, I
afternoon.
will say, they should make it easier to get onto it.
Yeah.
The only way to get on is the smallest lane possible.
Ever.
It's an interesting decision.
Very interesting.
Made for the Fiat.
And
Bingo.
bikes.
Beautiful bridge, though.
Gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Statue of Liberty right down yonder.
Yep.
Pretty sweet.
Right here?
Yeah,
That
you
way?
can kind of see it
To
out
the
of
right
window
there.
if you lean over a little.
And then, is that island, is that
Ellis?
Is that Ellis Island?
I think so.
I don't think so.
That general
Where's
area.
Ellis Island? I remember in Hitch, they were on the jet ski.
It's by
Yeah.
it's by the woman that's holding the torch.
Do you remember when Will Smith was on that jet ski?
Kicked her in the mouth.
Yeah, getting back on.
Ava Mendez.
And then her great-grandfather who went through Ellis Island turned out to be like an
And then
axe
he ate
murderer.
some sort of fish or something, and he had to go.
Allergic reaction.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Kevin James
Yeah.
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Keep it tight.
But that was all down there, I think.
Right.
It's great to be here.
Good
All
movie.
right, Hour 3 will be on the other side. We'll make our picks. We'll cover the games we haven't chatted about and the storylines that have developed since we've gone live. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Take 5.
5!
What's isolation?
It's 4 nights of complete darkness.
What?
Is there a bathroom or you wearing a diaper? For real.
Holy shit!
Explosive, the thing that really takes it over the top. Jesus fucking Christ. The thing that really takes it over the top.
A bitch, Mad Mel. Get it together.
WWE champion. Oh yeah, fucking right we did. Oh, I just said right there. There's the first one.
Yeah, that's right.
If you go like that. Okay.
Oh my God!
Boom, right there. His foot's on the
touchdown.
fucking line.
Boom.
That's his foot on the line.
He's living out in LA. He drives a sports car just to prove.
I pooped my pants on Monday, actually, a week ago today.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Say so. Say so.
Also, fuck Boston.
You gotta have a working toilet seat.
Can't tell which side is which. It's crazy.
It's a dead ringer.
I think I smoke meat very well. Schefter would I text him when he somehow got my number and texted me? I didn't respond to Diana Rossini, I think her name is. I would say the same thing that I told Schefter. Lose my number. Nice try.
My dad always said this. He said, boys, that's for show. Yeah. That's for dough. Hell yeah. He said that one makes the girls cream, but that one puts food on the table. Yeah. That's the work muscle.
Every single Thursday, we will be getting the incredible opportunity of chatting with head coach of Alabama, Nick Saban. People are saying you look like the Wayans brothers with the white chicks.
Oh, no. I'd say it was like a specific person. It's just like, hey, this is a sweet master someone spent a lot of time on, I guess. And they had a lot of old man.
AJ Hawk.
Whoa. Okay, here we go. Oh, boy. This is what I'm talking about. I'm trying to figure this whole situation out. Okay, we got a Zoom here. Yeah, congrats, we're on ESPN. Awesome, I came on before.
Smoke sweeter and yeah, forgiveness I've been denied. That's Live Like You Were Dying. That's that song.
Good song.
That's how he wrote it, probably.
Hey, that ain't gonna help. Miz, that ain't gonna help. That's gonna do nothing.
He was a three-sport athlete at Plum High School, where his volleyball team was in the mix for a Section 3 title. Making his Lake Tahoe debut for the brand, Dak McAfee. Aaron Rodgers. AJ Hawk.
How to baby AJ?
Yes! Yeah, baby.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Good job.
AJ, you got one of these?
You got about 12 of these.
That's not real.
Good line here. Good line here. Buy some drinks.
Great putt.
Yeah. Oh, he wants you all so about it. Hey, let's go. Go.
Okay, here we go.
Our American Century Championship coverage rolls on here from the back deck of Edgewood Tahoe. How about Pat McAfee stopping by, man?
Hey, let's go! This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to New York City on this Overreaction Monday, December 4th, 2023. Hour 3 of this program starts right now.
Football!
Couldn't hear a thing.
Nope. No.
I have no idea if that was on the beat drop. Who cares? We are lucky to be live in the Get Up studio here in gorgeous New York City, Pier 17, the Seaport area.
Yes,
that's
I
right.
do believe. I'm not alone. I'm lucky to be here with some absolute dogs. One man is actually wearing a dog on his chest right now. That is at Boston Connor over there. Con man, how you doing, pal?
Good. Rottweiler. You know,
Nice.
it's a great pup. You know, I figured I'd start the week off hot because typically, as this week goes on, this Thursday game, it's really staring us in the face. And obviously, we have Bengals Jags tonight, and that's going to be a great game. We know that Jake Browning's a stud, but boy, oh boy, these primetime games, we're back to that little run that we had on that old graphic.
Yeah, we don't have to be negative about it.
Of course not.
Yeah, we get a chance to watch it.
That's right.
Pumped.
And whenever we all fall asleep during the second half, probably of it,
Perfect.
we're all going to say the NFL needs to figure this out.
Yeah.
Second half.
The NFL has it all figured out, especially whenever they think about the Packers organization, seemingly having their third great quarterback in a row. At Ty Schmidt, you're living large, pal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I felt good going into this week. You know, hey, why not shock the world on Thanksgiving, shock the world again on Sunday night at Lambeau with the Chiefs coming into town. And now, you know, the Packers have kind of set themselves up where this remaining schedule is very, very favorable. So, yeah, you know, 6 weeks ago we were talking about, hey, fire the head coach, fire the defensive coordinator. I was saying that, sure. Kind of blow everything up because that's what we do. We overreact. And now I'm sitting here and kind of thinking, hey, the Packers are maybe that one team that, as of right now, you do not want to see in the playoffs.
Well, that would be the Indianapolis Colts, but I do
on the other side for sure.
We're in a very similar situation.
Teams,
Very proud of you and the Packers fans for getting a 4th and 2, toss to Dobbs, like a touch from the gods. Jordan Love seems to be a guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of a guy, the Pittsburgh Steelers had one. He got injured.
That's right.
Yesterday he was in a boot on the sideline in a loss to the Arizona Cardinals. Let's go to Pittsburgh Steelers superfan. One half of the hammer. Cowboys Tone Diggs. State of Steelers is good, right?
No, I wouldn't say it's good.
What?
No.
What do you mean?
You guys have a winning record.
Yeah.
7-5.
They do have a winning record. You know, there's a lot of teams with winning records. There's a lot of 7-5 teams out there where, you know, there's fan bases that have false hope that shouldn't.
Who?
Colts?
Yeah.
What? Whoa.
That's a good football team.
You're being there was no you were having a good little thing there.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? We were all listening.
Yeah.
We were excited to hear what this COVID
That's what I
cowboy
do.
was going to say.
Yeah.
Browns, I thought was.
Any of these because of what happened with Flack.
I only know how to make myself feel better by attacking others.
And the Colts.
It's a weakness of mine.
If Gardner Minshew was on the Pittsburgh Steelers, you guys would be singing a whole different tune. Let me tell you why. Because Gardner Minshew takes a shot. Okay, looks like he's dead.
Yep.
He even will limp a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Picks himself up off the floor, drags himself into the huddle, inspires the boys, motivates the boys, and then either makes a play that makes you go, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yep.
or makes you go, yup, Gardner Minshew mania is running wild in the AFC South. Alec Pierce's first touchdown of the season. Gardner said it going into the game, need to get Alec Pierce going. They did it in a big way. He went for over 100 yards.
Damn. Wow.
He went for over 100 yards. He wasn't the only one, though, and that's a dime. That's a bucket. That's a toilet. That's a shoot. That's Gardner Minshew football. And you know why he made this throw? Because he knew exactly what the defense was going to do because he has a massive brain. Sure. All he cares about is ball, and the boys love him. He's been the perfect quarterback for this Indianapolis Colts season. For us, they just win, baby. And then obviously,
that play is
OT. Beautiful.
Michael Pittman Jr. is a great football player.
Yes.
He won for over 100, had a tut as well. It was a thing of beauty yesterday as we beat the Titans. Now,
Blocked 2 punts.
Huge.
Rest in peace, Stonehouse.
Killed
Those were
Stonehouse.
savage. Both of them were savage blocks.
The left leg.
This was a block tied for the Indianapolis Colts. Special team scoring a big-time touchdown to take the lead there late into the third quarter. And then the next punt, they would say, hey, listen, we're not done. They bring the corner, run right through Stonehouse's leg while blocking a punt. Don't like that, obviously. Hate that for Stonehouse. That is a nightmare. That is no fun. That is not something that the NFL needs to see a lot of.
Oh, man.
God.
Good Lord.
They timed that up beautifully.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, that is
With the other side, too, because they're running their gunner in.
Stonehouse, though.
Oh, my God.
I want to see that.
That's like the Saints chain guy. Good Lord.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, rest in peace to that guy.
Stonehouse, he's so sorry, dude. You're saying to the Saints chain guy. Stonehouse's legs are incredibly strong. Hopefully, he will be able to remain healthy and be the same punter he was whenever that is all wrapped up. But yeah, the Colts get a big time win.
Huge win.
Okay?
Massive.
Look at him go.
And Gardner Minshew, look at him. Did he play perfect? No. Did they win? Wait. Look. Get. And you see AR obviously loving it. Look at the vibes in this locker room. The Colts are going to do. They are not a team you want to play.
No.
Not a team you want to play. 9-year NFL vet, absolute superstar, Darius J. Butler. All of his teams are good.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
no.
the Chargers.
The Eagles.
Oh, yeah, Chargers. They just beat the Patriots.
That's a big win.
Eagles still in the top of the NFC.
Sure.
Dolphins top of the AFC as of right now.
That was the third team you said. Just
Dumpy.
Dumpy. I don't know if you're keeping track of that.
Ravens.
Yeah, your Ravens.
But my Colts, baby.
Hey,
Back to the rolling.
Yeah,
four wins in a row. Now Gardner Minshew does scare the shit out of me every time he drops back. But like you said, half the time it is electric. The defense been playing great. Z Franklin knocked Derrick Henry out of that game yesterday as well. Physical ball club. Find a way to get a win.
Physical dogs. Obviously, you release Darius Shaquille Leonard,
Yep.
and you see what's going to happen. They've still been able to play well. They're saying Shaq Leonard might be signing with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Ooh. That was like early in reports or whatever. He knows Sirianni from when Sirianni was with the Indianapolis Colts. That was during his best football that was being played. He came out very publicly in support of Coach Sirianni after Sirianni's opening press conference. It sounded like
We need more athlete, less thinking, more athlete takeover. And that's how we're going to win football games.
Smart. He's right.
that's what we think now.
Yeah.
At the time, that's not what everybody
No,
thought.
no.
Everybody thought this guy's a big dumb dipshit.
Oh, yeah.
And he came out on our show, and we were like, hey, listen, how should we, because we obviously had some takes about how his first press conference went, and all Shaq did was just sing his praises.
Yeah.
He was like, I love this guy. I love everything about him. I love it. So now that would make sense if he went back over there, and the way they play seems like he could be an X factor for them. Speaking of X factor, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who was dressed to the tens last night.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely properly jocked as well.
Strapped.
Ladies and gentlemen, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, the current president of Ohio, who's going to be looking for a new quarterback.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, college football champion, Super Bowl champion, father of 10, COVID survivor, AJ Hawker. Hawker, how are you, pal?
I'll tell you what, you guys look very professional. You look great out there. Like on that set, it has a different feel to it. I like it.
Okay, I can't. All right,
you can't hear me?
No. We just got it. We got it. We're good. We're in a good spot. They're figuring it out. Really good people here, which I appreciate. Shaq Leonard just signed with the Eagles.
Wow. Okay.
There it is.
Schultz report, rap sheet confirmation.
Wow.
Should we wait? Should we wait just in case?
I'm getting told this is a multiple confirmation.
Okay.
Like we don't. Hey.
But Schultz report was first.
Schultz.
Hey, Schultz. The Schultz report.
Yeah, he's in with the Kiwi guy.
I'll tell you what, we've seen old Schultz come up, haven't we?
Oh yeah,
we have.
His wife loved us.
What was that?
What?
You're talking about whenever he forced her on the show?
Yeah, he kind of put her in an awkward position.
But she knows.
We FaceTime them on date night, though. That's on us.
True.
Not on them.
True. It's on him for picking it up on date night.
I mean, yeah.
At 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I will say a lot of significant others and spouses are forced to listen to our show.
Yeah.
I learned that a lot. Sounds like Schultz's wife is one of them.
Yeah.
But Schultz report, congratulations.
Got a baby, Schultz.
And also congrats to Shaq and to Philadelphia. You know, that's gonna be good. Let's talk about this set though. Yeah, the lighting is absurd.
Yeah.
Bro. It is insane here. And look at all the we got so many different places for activities here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, we got the
Almost there.
Beautiful windows overlooking the city too. Looks amazing.
Yeah, the windows, look, they got our LEDs all over this place.
Mm-hmm.
They got the desk, they moved this desk in. This is not the standard get up desk here.
Bummed.
I mean, we're
This
very
is,
thankful.
This
Hey,
is the
thank
desk
you.
that Big Perk sits at this desk?
This is not. Yeah, I think Big Perk does sit at the
Nice.
Yeah, over there.
Yeah,
now we're talking.
Yeah, this is. I think it's one of the NBA countdown.
Yeah. Did you see him barking over the weekend, by the way?
No, what was he barking?
Oh, man, he was barking about, I think it was the Ime Udoka LeBron situation. And he was holding himself back by the collar. This is Perk. This is actually holding himself back by the collar. It was awesome.
Love that.
Hey, we are a program that love Big Perk.
Yeah.
Love.
Whose side was he on though?
I don't know. I just heard the barking, and then I just kept rewinding it to hear the barking over and over again.
Even whenever everybody was calling Big Perk racist, we were like, that can't be true. That I am a member of the Caucasians. I do not believe that is the case. We love Big Perk. Just the eras of Big Perk too.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Like daytime talk show Perk. Awesome.
Him going.
Visibly being bored.
Yes.
Hey, Perk, keep going. Perk.
Love you, Perk.
AJ, that event last night that you put together was sweet, dude. Good to see you in person.
Yeah, I didn't really put it together, but yeah, my wife had some doing with it. She helped out different aspects, but yeah, very eclectic group, I would say. Huh.
Yeah, elaborate if you will.
Yeah, what's eclectic mean?
Well, you're like just from all walks of society, different people from everywhere. It was great, very diverse, fun group. A lot of different people that I haven't seen in a while. Some people I got to meet for the first time. It was a fun situation, I think.
I agree. The range of humans.
The UN.
Was he there for the speeches at the end?
Yeah, was there a speech? I heard we missed a speech.
There was a couple. Yeah, there was some people.
Shane Gillis?
I don't know if Shane ended up speaking. I may have left it before he could have taken the mic, but I'm not sure. But there's a headliner DJ came out. DJ Griffin's his name. Was killing it. Yeah, the DJs were killing
Griff?
I heard there was a speech though.
There's multiple people talked.
Did you?
Man.
What time did we leave? We were close, I thought.
Right after. It was right after you guys left, I thought.
Oh, bullshit. They were waiting for us. They were waiting for us to leave.
That's ridiculous.
We wanted to hear the stories.
Son of a bitch.
How about the Packers, though, getting a big-time win, AJ?
Yeah. Jordan Love, man, killing it. He's on fire right now.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
the defense.
All right, let's talk about Kyle McCord leaving Ohio State, AJ. Why is that happening? You're in boots on the ground. We just learned this is.
Yeah.
He's
What did Kirk think?
What's that?
My bad. What did Kirk think? Honestly, it was very surprising to me.
Kirk basically said this is just the way it is. You know, this is just kind of how it goes.
Whoops.
He said he didn't know how we got to here because there's some people saying
there
was a maybe voice on Tone Diggs, but you could see how people would think this, and especially with how this whole transfer portal has been conversated about, you could see how the other side of the transfer portal people wouldn't mind having their story being told.
Well, it kind of like there was the whole quarterback competition all offseason, and they didn't even make a decision until after the first game because both quarterbacks played in the first game. That, you know, maybe there's a sense that Ryan Day doesn't love Kyle McCord, and you know, he said, "Hey, we're going to bring in a different guy, and you should try to go start somewhere else." And that's just college football.
Are you saying that's fair? Is that what you think?
It's fair. Honestly, when I watch him play, I don't see a coach that fully trusts the quarterback. That's what I saw this year. Obviously C.J. Stroud. We see what he's doing in the NFL, and obviously he's been phenomenal. Saw Justin Fields before that. When you see it was like if you're going to put the game in Kyle McCord's hands, it's almost like you're forced to. And when you have a talent, especially like Marvin Harrison out there and the other guys that are playing receiver, that's not the situation you want to be in. And you don't have to be in it now in the college football landscape. You're like, all right, free agency. I'm going to pay a couple million and get a next quarterback.
And there's going to be guys in there that can spin it, you know. And now Marvin Harrison Jr. obviously going to the NFL, obviously.
Feels that way. Caleb also not playing in the bowl game. Feels like he is probably going too.
Okay.
Because I was up in the air.
I didn't hear who you said. Couldn't hear a word you were saying.
Sure. Caleb not playing against Louisville in their bowl game, sitting out. So they're thinking.
Okay. That has come out officially, is what you're saying.
Yes.
We all assumed that, right?
Yeah.
Yep. these bowl games.
Yeah.
You know, they say they're trying to hold on to the, got to hold on to the specialness of it. It's like, you got fifth rounders saying, I'm not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Sure.
You got like people, I'm not saying that's the case
Yeah.
there.
No,
but
yeah.
It has become like, they're saying maybe 7th round free agent. They're saying I might be able to make money. Yeah. All right, I ain't playing this bowl game.
No way.
That's kind of what it became, AJ, honestly.
Yeah, I always wonder, like, do you think we'll ever get to a point where somebody they make the playoffs? One of the top, well, now it's 12 next year, and they sit out the playoffs. That's what I hope that doesn't happen.
See, the issue is that if you're good, nobody cares. If you're like good, if you're a top 20 pick, nobody's going to care. But I do wish that the NFL would at least put a little bit of stock in somebody choosing not to finish their career with their college. You know what I mean? Like, hey, is this guy, like if it is a playoff game, I'm not saying anybody has done that or will do that, and I have enough hope in humanity that they won't, because it's like, what are we even doing if you're not going to go try to get there? But I think NFL teams not caring about it either. Whenever they're drafting, doesn't help the whole situation. Like, I wouldn't play in a bowl game either. Yeah, we're gonna pay this guy $20-some million, so I can understand that. But if we want to have any future like guys playing in bowl games, I think that would be the only way that we would get to that.
Now, it was very, very different time because it was COVID, but Jamar Chase and Penei Sewell both sat out that entire season. Their teams did play
Michael
games.
Parsons,
Michael Parsons, yeah.
Nick Bosa?
That was like an option, though. Remember?
Right. Yeah.
That was the first time the NFL even, right?
Yeah. You could roll your contract to
We'll pay you the full. Then they pay people
$150,000. Yep.
We'll pay you if you don't want to. If you think okay, so I guess for bowl situations in COVID, there's probably taking ways out. But that's a crazy phenomenon to me, because it's like, and now granted, I'm in a position that I'm okay, and if a guy does get hurt and ruins his entire NFL career, you're talking about fumbling the bag in the biggest way forever. So it's like, that is a terrible thought that would happen. But it's like, man, you get a chance, like your college team, it's like you become adults to get, like, it's like a tighter group, you know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like that is potentially gone now, which does suck if that is the next generation.
Yeah, I mean, what you probably should do if you're really worried about getting hurt, remember, I don't know if anyone in the studio remembers, Joey Bosa, bowl game, gets a targeting penalty. After he makes a few plays early, gets a targeting penalty, gets ejected, he's gone. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, man, his agent is probably not excited, but thinking, okay, at least like a sense of relief maybe. Hey, we made some plays, we got out of here, all right, here we go.
Yeah, you were in the game, you affected the game, right? You helped out the team, and then you went too hard.
Mm-hmm.
You were trying too hard.
Cared too much. Cared too much.
Over the line. Cared too much. You were willing to risk it all. You're a good teammate. Good teammate. It'll be a wild thing. Anything that we chatted about today, I don't know if you got a chance to hear anything, with the Florida State stuff really captivate you? Yeah, I'm being serious when I ask. Because last night we talked about it a little bit, but it's like, it's a real convo still happening right now. Pretty loud.
Hearing Kirk kind of read off the guidelines, what, 5 to 6 times, I believe, when he was on the program today. Continue to go back to him when he said, what is it, if key players are out, that is taken into consideration. So I 100% agree with Florida State having an issue and being pissed. I would be absolutely pissed, but I also understand them being left out at the same time.
Yeah, and Herbie said there isn't sides to this. Mm-hmm. He said there isn't sides to this.
No. Right.
And then he was like, they should be disappointed, not pissed. They should be.
You can be both.
And then he went right back to that list.
I'll read it again. I'm reading the bylaws right now.
I didn't write them.
I'm just telling you, there's no sides to this. No. This is the reality of the situation. I'm like, well, that's your side.
No, there's no sides.
Situation.
All right, let's look ahead to this evening's matchup. Now, Bengals, Jaguars, down in Jacksonville. First time the Jags have been on Monday Night Football in 12 years. Jeez. 12 years.
Damn.
It's in the Con Paradise down in Jacksonville, more specifically, Duval. It is going to be a fucking scene tonight for this Monday Night Football. The Jacksonville Jaguars fans are going to show up.
Yes.
Jackson Doveville, the mascot for Jacksonville, he's going to put on a show.
Yes. Dong game.
Get ready for tonight to be awesome. I cannot wait to witness it. They're going to have that pool party going, 2 of them. 2 pools going. They're going to have a light show. It is going to be bananas, which is awesome news. as they are 10-point favorites at home and should be able to get a big-time dub celebrating. Darius J. Butler, how do you feel? And how are you doing pick-wise? Are you doing good right now, or are we picking good?
Okay, middle of the road.
Okay.
Middle of the road. Not doing great.
We're chipping away.
Chipping away. Chipping away. This
How
is
do
the
you
part
feel
of the
about
season
tonight?
we take off. A lot of points. 10 points. There's always a lot of points. Even when you have Browning in there at quarterback, you already get T. Higgins back. But give me the Jags to win and cover. ETN. Schefter said ETN's off the injury report, right? So he's okay. Yeah, give me the Jags to win and cover.
Now, Darius isn't with us on Fridays because he hosts another show called NFL Matchups,
That's right.
which is on ESPN. It's a fantastic one. But me and AJ pick against the slate every single Friday. How are we right now? How's the standings? Do we have the?
Wow. Ooh. Whoa. Ooh. Always comes down to this.
Always.
Who you taking?
It really does, Scump. Well, AJ, you know, tonight you're seeing the board pretty good.
Yeah.
Seeing 8-12 is solid.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic weekend. I think you won 7 and something last week too.
Yeah, he had a pretty good week last week.
So AJ is feeling it right now.
Hot right now.
Oh my God, he's swinging that golf ball is this big on the tee.
right. Yeah. Beach ball.
His bat is a
McGuire.
We're talking big bat.
Heavy lumber.
He's swinging a big bat right now.
Big wood.
Big wood. AJ, how do you see it going this evening, pal?
Well, first off, did Connor call this a dong game?
For the mascot.
Jackson DeVille, I assume.
Speedo.
Thong out game.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thong, you get it.
That changes it a little bit for me. Once the boys see him all dressed up, they get a little extra juice, I feel like. So I'm going to take the Jags here at -10, even though I don't like the 10 points, but I will take it.
You said you love this Bengals team now.
You are a Bengals
I
legend.
offered you to go first.
Hey,
You're not going to pick the opposite. You're in the lead right now, pal.
Lombo talks about the Jags a lot at home and how they look at home.
Oh, yeah, they're bad.
Versus,
shit.
And we're talking about Lou
But they're
freaking
not-
Anarumo here.
Yeah, and we're also.
And their defense is terrible.
But also.
The Bengals?
Yeah, they just gave up 425 yards to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just want to remind everyone of
C.J.
that.
Stroud went off on them too, huh?
Yeah, but you're a hater.
What?
Yeah, you're a hate. You're
No,
a
no,
hater.
no. That was me saying that the Bengals are so bad they gave up 425 yards to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's a lot of yards.
Yeah, kind of burying your team, but certainly burying the other one more.
Well, they are ranked 31st, I think, in defense.
Yeah, but they were undefeated. And we know the stat, undefeated when a coach is removed and Canada was removed.
Bingo.
So.
Wow.
T. Higgins coming back tonight.
Is he?
Yeah, playing tonight. Him and Jake Brown, and I'm sure.
They got a great connection.
They're boys.
Best friends.
Whenever they saw each other, they said, you know what? You and me, pal.
I've been waiting to play with you.
The cut of that guy's jib.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Give me the Bengals +10.
Yeah.
You're damn right.
Good
You didn't have to talk me into that.
No.
No, I wanted this.
No.
10 points Monday Night Football? Come on.
You were saying this morning, hey, look, that's way too many points for Lou Anarumo and Zach Taylor.
Yeah. That's the first thing I thought of this
Jake
morning.
Browning, former Washington Husky quarterback, and everything's coming up aces for them lately.
Number 2 team in the country.
How about that?
I was surprised they weren't number 1. Pac-12, I think we all agree, was significantly more difficult than Big Ten this year.
9.5-point dogs. Weren't supposed to win the Pac-12.
Beat Oregon twice.
What do you think?
Maybe. I think early in the season, but then kind of as the season progressed.
The more we learned?
Yeah, because it was like early, like we pulled up Oregon's schedule and like that win over Colorado in week 3, when they're ranked 19. And Michigan did. I mean, they had to beat Ohio State, and I think that side of the Big Ten is probably just as difficult, if not a little bit more difficult than the Pac-12 was this year.
I don't know. There's some good teams out there.
Yeah, USC stuff.
Yeah, Utah, that win, it was huge at the time.
Yeah, and then
Oregon State. I mean, there's. Hey, Pac-12, hell of a season.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Great final year.
Yeah. We had little differences. We had our differences.
Happens.
A couple. One of you.
One school.
One of you.
There's one.
Which then became more somehow.
They fell off.
They're still
Now they're
looking
quarterback.
No, but no. We don't. Whoa. No need.
Huh?
They got enough. They're going through enough over there.
You're right.
You're right.
I learned a lot about them, and I did not appreciate the fact that I was being labeled a guy that wanted to have them lose their program. I want more football.
They didn't know that was impossible.
I don't want less football. I had no idea. I was a little naive.
They should be good now.
I was just shit talking.
Yeah.
Hey, you talking about Kirk and Lee Corso.
These are my guys.
Defending the boys, yeah.
Sorry, it was just, and then boom, you're the worst guy of all time.
They're good. They agreed.
All right, well, fuck you.
Calm down, Lee.
I don't.
I thought you patched it up. I thought you guys were good now.
I do. I genuinely, I have a massive, I don't know how they feel about me. I assume they haven't, but like, I learned a lot about like numerous schools up there through the entire process there. And it's like what ended up happening there with the whole TV contract, which nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, that just got shredded up, and then money to what schools, and then Washington State, and being left out, and then like, what does that mean? Well, maybe we don't even. And it's like, damn, I didn't know that was even. That was the reality of the situation, and that got dropped on them pretty quick.
Yes.
That all happened within like a couple years.
Yeah.
Like, boom, here we go.
It felt bad.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I learned a lot in that whole process. With that being said, you guys are talking shit to Lee Corso.
Can't have it. Won't have it.
Can't have it. That's the coach, pal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Love that guy. All right, so I have Bengals.
Yep.
You have Jags. You have Jags.
Yep.
And we have another glorious round of people around the internet letting their emotions out in the good name of fandom. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for hashtag I don't want to overreact. But I don't know if we hit it or not.
I feels like we did.
I think so.
I think so too. We all read it along at the same time. AJ, obviously, we send out a bird call every overreaction Monday morning, and we say, hey, listen, utilize this particular tweet as a therapeutic sesh for your fandom. You'll not be judged. No, you'll be celebrated. If Ty Schmidt likes your tweet, it'll be brought to the show. It is time for one of the segments that has lasted on this program because it is fantastic. This one's from Unger at T. Unger 25. Hashtag I don't want to overreact. But the Eagles are dead. The 49ers proved just what would have happened last year had they had a viable quarterback. I don't see Nick Sirianni screaming in any tunnels for a while. Shrug. How do you feel about that, AJ?
I mean, you cannot call them dead, obviously. The Niners, tons of credit. I just love what we have in the rivalry. I've mentioned to you multiple times. We got security guys getting thrown out. We got players getting ejected, which I'm not saying I agree with it, but I just love the animosity. And I look for this rivalry to go for the next 10, 15 years, hopefully. We're gonna get a front seat to all of it.
I enjoy actual rivalries, and this one feels like one.
Yeah.
This one felt like one immediately after the game last year. It feels like one now. Feels like one afterwards. And it feels like one that's going to continue for what? Brock Purdy's young. Jalen's young.
Yep.
There's a chance this one continues for a while. I don't think the Eagles are dead, though. I think this is the wake-up call game. That's what I think, and I thought that's what it would be going into the weekend. I think the cut of their jib over there is one to respond, D-But don't you?
Wake-up call. Got embarrassed at home. Like you said, I think they will bounce back from this. Far from dead. Still top of the NFC. Hopefully just got a little better signing Shaquille Leonard behind those big dogs up front. The biggest issue, I think, right now in Philly is their tackling on defense. Tackling is horrendous.
Hey, that's good analysis.
Yeah, so I think adding, obviously, Leonard, we'll see if he can get back to his status where he was earlier with the Colts. But I think it's a good signing for them. But I think the Eagles will be right there.
Well, that defense, that's like what everyone, at least in Philly, is saying is much different than last year. They're just not what they were, and they weren't, they
lost their leader.
Yeah, and we kind of all thought with Jalen Carter coming in.
Huh?
Jonathan Gannon?
Yeah, he was wearing sunglasses through 2 weather delays yesterday. He's
So
a dog,
cool.
okay?
So cool.
He's killer. Killer.
That did not look like a 2-9 team.
No.
The way they were acting, the way they were dressed. Did you see what Kyler wore going in there?
Oh, yeah.
I like. Hey,
They're gonna
don't
win
look
some.
now.
Yes.
Connor?
Well, they knew they were playing a JV football team yesterday. So. Not my words, Mike Tomlin's words.
Yeah, but you hear Tone right there, and now he's starting to get bitter. You know what I mean? Now it's a little petty, a little bitter about the whole thing. Let's go to the next one.
Gets mad if they win. That's what's tough, Tone. If your team wins, it's like you're still upset.
Yeah, they were waiting on a loss so they can get rid of Canada. Now what, though?
Uh-oh.
Now what, though?
Who is it?
Big football guy here at Seth X Tricky. Seth X Tricky. What's this guy tricky about, you think?
I don't know. I saw it and I was kind of just thinking of the, SGTH, rock around and rock around and rock around.
Set tricky. Set the
Tricky.
Set rock around and rock around and rock around. Set tricky.
Yeah.
Set tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
If my name was Seth Trick, that is exactly.
He'd be a big football guy, too.
Hashtag I don't overreact, but this show's choreographed.
Yeah, it is.
That's what.
I mean, we had to come in
We
here
knew.
at 6 a.m. to go.
Yeah.
It's all staged. Everything's staged. I'm sick of it.
Block away.
Back to the drawing board.
D. D-Butt. We're in the D-block.
D-block.
Wake up.
Come on, Bushies.
Where have you been? Remember we had to go to F earlier.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We had to bounce backtrack. My fault.
Hashtag, I don't want to overreact, but the Chiefs are cooked. It's all over. We've been hearing they'll figure it out all year. It's December. This is the best defense Mahomes has ever had, and the season is being wasted. The sky is falling, and our receivers can't catch anything coming down. Seth is tricky. I'm a big fan of Seth. He's out the chefs. I did not expect what happened last night. I don't think anybody did. I don't like the vibes either.
No.
Taylor Swift's back in the building. Did you feel that?
Nope.
Not at all.
I didn't feel that. It was a little bit different than it was just a few weeks ago. And it is, that tweet is accurate. We normally do say they'll figure it out because they have. They're in the middle of a dynasty run right now. So we just assume no matter what the pieces look like, no matter who they're missing potentially from the lineup, maybe they've had in years past, that they're going to figure it out. It's Andy Reid. It's Patrick Mahomes. He'll do it. Was it just maybe a good Packers team that people don't really appreciate, or is there really cause for concern, AJ? That's the.
Well, I think they ran into a buzzsaw in how the Packers played last night. They look great. Jordan Love obviously continues to play very, very well, but it's a bit alarming for the Chiefs because what do we always say? Like, hey, December, they know this is when it truly matters. I thought this was going to be either the Packers found a way to play very well and win the game, or the Chiefs kind of use it as a big statement win to kind of get back on track. Which is funny to say get back on track, but I guess to kind of show us that they are the Chiefs that we're used to seeing and they can kind of make a run.
So what are we saying? We're just saying that whenever the chips are down, and it matters, we think Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce are going to figure it out. That's just right? That's just kind of how we all feel?
Yeah, no.
But that's kind of like,
that's the feeling.
I think that's how we feel.
I didn't like Travis sitting on the bench. Looked like he was potting by himself. It just wasn't.
He wasn't potting.
His face was very potty.
He was not.
Seemed like he was like.
What do you think?
Seemed like he was like. I wish I was in Argentina on tour right now because that was so much more fun than sitting here in Lambeau getting our asses beat.
It was 7-3.
It was 7-3 at the time.
Yeah,
it was early.
That was very early to be potting.
Hey, Trev, we love you, Trev.
Love you, Trev. They are talking about this being the year Mahomes plays his first road playoff game. That's about time, and here we are.
Oh, it's good for the script. It's story.
Exactly.
Sure.
We're going to have to see it at some point.
Different way to the Super Bowl.
I did not like the lack of energy, though, when Swift was in the building.
Weird.
I mean,
That's what Lambeau does.
We got to remember, too, the greatest gymnast of all time was also in the building.
She's always there.
And her man knocked the shit out of Mahomes.
Did you see the big smooch, too?
Oh, yeah, massive smooch.
No,
I missed it.
Smooch.
Big old smooch.
Big smooch. Right there on Football Night in America.
Yep.
Big smooch.
That's real love.
They're married.
Real love.
Are we worried that
Taylor and Trav, he flew, 13 hours to go watch a concert?
That's not what I was talking.
She changed the lyric of the song.
Oh, you're right.
Coming home to the guy on the Chiefs.
Saw a tweet that there was an alternate agenda.
I didn't hear a word.
Yeah, neither did I. It's kind of tough to carry
it
on
is brutal
conversation when the back half of every comment gets clipped off. Well, we'll figure it out.
We
figure
did.
it out. We did.
I always do.
Is there a
The
worry?
chefs aren't dead.
No, but is there a worry that because Taylor and Travis parents meet in?
They didn't meet yet.
Okay, they didn't meet. Okay.
No, not till the holidays.
Okay, good. I was gonna say because if that happens during a loss, do they say like, oh, the universe might be telling us something here that if our parents are meeting and we lose a game, is this relationship gonna lose?
Hold the phone. Yeah. Is that what they're saying?
That's what I'm just saying that's maybe something that could lead.
In Lambeau, though, would have been the right place.
Yeah, for
It would have been. But what if Travis might be worried that Ed Kelsey's just gonna be like, I don't like this smug son of a bitch.
Oh, what if he says no?
Exactly.
Yeah, should have said no.
What if this is not going to happen? They're meant for each other.
Yeah, they are. You're right.
They're meant for each other. We don't need to be negative. We don't need to be negative.
What are you talking about?
We need more love.
Love.
Between those two. We're happy. Those two probably struggled mightily to find a place where they can be comfortable with another.
For sure.
And look at them being perfect for each other.
I love it.
With that being said, a little bit more pizzazz. A little more pizzazz.
Where was the handshake?
Huh?
Did we see any?
I didn't see the handshake. So I need a Mahomes, Brittany, of course, and Taylor handshake. And actually, now that I say it, I need Patrick and Travis to do the handshake after a touchdown.
Can I say, though, Mahomes and Ma'auto was brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah. Great.
Love that.
Yeah. That was
And to Travis, sorry, also clever, but Kelsey, how much you can save with Mahomes.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Also good.
Pretty clever.
Yeah.
Very good.
They ran Kelsey's commercial a lot.
Which one?
A lot.
Which one?
He's got a lot of commercials. The Maldo one.
Oh,
right now,
okay.
yeah.
It's good though.
He is.
A lot of airtime.
Hey, he's everywhere.
He is.
This kid from Ohio.
Let's go.
This kid from Ohio doing it. Let's go to another overreaction, shall we? This is Level 5 Laser Lotus at _
Nice.
immigrant boy. Okay? Listen, did you check the background of
I did.
Where's he
He's
from?
good. He's
All right.
good.
Welcome to America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Gumpy?
It could be. Could be Gumpy's burner.
Hashtag, I don't want to get into it, but what we had to go through to get Gump a job that was going to pay him very well from being a ship painter
Oh boy.
was wild.
Yeah.
That was a wild thing.
Well, looking back on it, should have just sent him to Mexico and had him walk over.
You're an idiot. You're an absolute
What?
idiot.
I'm just saying
You
it
can't be a
worked.
public figure. You can't do it the right way.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Couldn't do it, Gump.
Yeah.
Gump, we're happy you're here, pal.
Love you, Gump.
Love you, Gump.
Thank you, boys.
We love you, Gumpy.
Did he say something?
I had to explain to people how Gumpy wasn't taking an American's job in one thing. It was like, if you met him, you'd understand that there's only one of these. And there will never be another. Yeah. Well, can you specify? He's an internet splunker.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, we're not just gonna hire your buddy.
Who's
That's
what they said.
Yeah, that's verbatim what they said. Yeah.
Yeah, they said all we really hear is that he's your friend.
Okay, so he's your buddy. Yeah, you're gonna need to get a little bit more than that.
Kyle Gump, sure.
Sure.
No thanks.
Hey, Kyle, happy you're here, pal.
Love you, Gump. Did he say something?
He did not. Yeah, we can't hear it. He did not graduate from college.
Love you, boys.
No. Hey, love you too, Gump.
Boys.
Yeah. He did not graduate from college. That was a big deal. Turns out that was a big part of the conversation.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had to. He painted ships 18 years. Yeah. He guy's a doctor in painting ships.
Exactly.
Hey, they actually call him Dr. Painter out there on
Picasso.
docks. It's incredible.
Yeah, he would paint those.
Gump, real quick. Those two boats right there. How long we talking to paint those things?
You take those down to bare metal, and that's out of the shipyard in about a week. Fresh coat on her.
Which one? What that far one there seems to be much larger than the closer one.
Nah, we were banging out cruise ships in 12 days. No problem, brother.
How many were on your team?
Oh, night shift. We had a pretty special crew of about 5 or 6 dogs.
5 or 6 people?
Oh,
I thought that was
yeah.
going to be 20 to 30.
50. We had a pretty tight-knit group on the old night shift. We were just hosing it on.
Okay, and we were wearing a mask, right, obviously?
Every day, my friend. Naturally, with the beard. Right strapped on there.
We appreciate your service.
Oh, yeah.
Baby Gump. Last time Gumpy ever wore a mask.
That was also part of the whole...
Yep.
That was actually part of the whole conversation as well during a time of you know, life in which we're in.
Sure.
Anyways, let's go back to the overreaction. Hashtag I don't want to overreact.
But
The Colts are going to win the Super Bowl next year.
Whoa.
Hell yeah. Anthony Richardson with this team and Ballard's ability to seek talent is going to be special. Put your future bets in now before Colts go to -500 for Super Bowl favorites. Hell yeah.
Okay, immigrant boy.
Hell yeah.
Why not this year?
Well, I don't think any of us are thinking this year, but if we get a home playoff game, that's great news.
Yeah.
And that's potential.
In the Lighthouse?
In the Lighthouse, Lucas Oil. And once you get in the dance, you never know, especially with the guys that we have buzzing around.
There you go.
But if we win a playoff game or in a playoff game, you know how Foxy talks about that. For how many years, Foxy, you been waiting to win one?
Well, my whole life, I've never seen him win one, Pat.
All right. So that's
Loser.
what I'm talking about in Detroit. If Indy with this team gets to the playoffs, I think all Colts fans would be like,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Honest question.
We lost our franchise quarterback 5 games into the season, but he got hurt in 4 of those games as well. So that was going to be our team pretty much. And our best offensive weapon didn't want to be on the team. So it was like going into the season, the hopes were not, the greatest.
Sure.
And then now you got this Minshew mania legitimately fucking running wild. And we're winning games. It's like, this has been a lot of fun. I think that's how Colts
Honest
fans
question.
describe
Is
it.
there a team on the AFC that scares you? Like, because I honestly think the Colts could beat any of the teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, but just a little bit ago, you said a complete opposite. So everything you say.
That was just me taking out my anger.
Okay.
That
so
wasn't actual.
You lashed out irrationally.
Like, they've already beat the Ravens. Could beat the Chiefs.
In Baltimore, too.
Could you imagine Gardner Minshew turns this way? Think about the statue that dude will have in Indianapolis.
The suckets he'd give.
Everything about
They
him.
beat the Jags this year or no?
Ooh.
They definitely lost week 1,
Lost
right?
week Calvin Ridley, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he looked really fast.
Yeah.
And then that was the last time they played was when Minshew got the starting.
Oh, yeah, and that didn't go
4
well.
picks in the first half.
Maybe
He was a little fired up. He was Jacksonville was his town.
Maybe
That's what happened. Rightfully
maybe they
so.
camp
That used to
together.
be his town. I like where the Colts are, AJ. Everybody needs to look out. Legit.
Yeah, I mean, as of now, they're in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a playoff football team. They find a way, and I saw you played earlier, Gardner, dancing in the locker room. You talk about a guy that kind of brings the boys together. I think Gardner is that guy right now.
And also, Shane Steichen, Coach of the Year candidate.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. He's got to be in the top 3. Like, he's got to be in the front running for that, right?
I don't know. I love him. I love everything about him. When he came on the program, had a little different edge to him. Then talking to him seemed cool. His press conferences seemed cool. The Jonathan Taylor situation, he seemed cool through it all. Quarterback getting hurt that you basically drafted to run your offense, the whole thing. No big deal. We just keep it moving. Boom, boom, boom. He's just built, man. Gus Bradley, obviously that defense has been there. But for him and them to get along, right? Quickly, immediately. When it's his first time being a head coach, Gus Bradley had been a head coach before. Andy was in the building whenever it wasn't going so well. So I assume there were some maybe uncomfortable conversations that had to take place between the two about why everything had gotten to that point. I think he's handled it all very well. I think he's been incredible.
I'm happy with his team, man. Even defensively, the guy you mentioned, Gus Bradley, you obviously lose and don't get Shaquille Leonard back to that level, but that's a guy you paid $20 million a year. We don't have any household names on the outside, the cornerback position. Most people probably could not name our starting corners. A couple dogs up front. So for the guys that come in and do what they're doing on both sides of the ball, Shane should definitely be right up in that probably top 2 or 3 with D'Amico.
Hey, congrats, Shane.
Yeah, Shane-O.
Hey, baby Shane. It's been fun as a Colts fan, I will say. Let's go to the next overreaction from Alex Rui. At AM Rui. Hashtag I don't want to overreact. But pretty sure Jordan Love just had his legacy game. Wow. And the Packers are going to win out and host a playoff game. 11-6 NFC North champs. Ty, scratching you right where you itch, it appears.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, because it is kind of, I know the Lions won yesterday, but, Lions are kind of going like.
What?
Whoa. They won. They won. But the Saints are god-awful. They fucking suck. So I don't know if you're putting.
Jeez.
I don't know if you're putting that feather.
Jimmy Graham back in the end zone.
I love seeing that.
Wins a win.
Love seeing wins a win.
Wins a win.
Absolutely, you're exactly right. But if the Packers sneak in, boy, I am praying that the Lions have that 2 seed because Packers will go into Detroit and beat them again.
That's a tough barn.
Wow. It is a tough barn.
People say that.
But I like where this Packers team's at right now. Like I said, we mentioned the schedule. Not, they should take care of business. Now we just need to make sure that San Francisco's not the 2 seed.
Evan, everybody's coming after your playoff game. It's the Rams and Matthew Stafford taking you guys out. Heartbreaker.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That one would suck. I'm not worried about the Packers. No way they're going to lose to them twice in a row. This team can beat the Packers. Our offense will get going. They're going to take care of the ball.
Worried.
They're going to be just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Ty, he's saying you shouldn't. He's not worried about the Packers.
No. You know what? And if I were Foxy, I wouldn't be worried either. I mean, they can't do it again, can they?
No.
They can't. They couldn't possibly go in there and do it again, could they? We'll see.
Packers, to that tweet, though, you know what they say. Normally, legacies are made week 13.
Yeah, that was the one thing.
Yeah. Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. In front of Taylor Swift. Has that ever happened?
True. No, it hasn't. That is a
in December, Mahomes don't lose in December either.
Nope.
LaFleur
really doesn't lose.
What is he? 16-0. Did you see that, AJ? 16-0, LaFleur in December.
Yeah. What is? How and why is that?
AJ Dillon.
Yeah. I mean that AJ Dillon typically, doesn't play from September to November. When we switch over to December 1st, it gets cold.
Is that Packers schedule?
The rest of their December games.
Yeah,
you got the Giants.
Yep.
Okay.
We got the Bucks.
Both those teams.
Panthers.
Oh boy.
Christmas Eve.
And then New Year's Eve, the Vikings. So that's the rest of their
That's
December.
it?
Last game.
There's nothing after?
Last game.
They play the Bears.
Chicago Bears.
Yeah, they
the
play the
last
Bears
game.
again.
Yeah, they have a good
January
schedule.
7th. So
they have a good schedule.
Fields might be playing for his life, though.
What?
Think about that.
I mean, there's a lot of things potentially playing for things up there in Chicago.
His life?
I mean, who knows what the Hey, Zito, what do the Chicago Bears look like next year?
Oh, very good. First overall pick is going to be very good.
Okay.
Marvin Harrison, hello.
Okay. Who's throwing him the ball?
Justin Fields, baby.
Who's coaching the team?
Ooh, good question. Maybe Harbaugh?
Okay.
First hour kind of cancels that out, though.
Yeah.
They could trade that first pick if they were looking for a guy to turn the place around, and maybe a Bill Belichick is on the table. Who knows? And then
could you imagine Bill Belichick getting traded for a number 1 overall pick? That would be hilarious.
Excuse me, be number 1 overall and number 5 overall.
Oh.
Let's not get ahead. This isn't. You're not trading for a coach. You're trading for a coach and a GM. Ooh. Okay, you are getting the 1 pick. You're getting the 5 pick. Pats will keep
so you want both of the Bears' first-round picks?
We're going. We might take Caleb and Drake May, and then guess who we're taking at 5? Joe motherfucking Alt. And he's gonna be the left tackle for the next 50 years in New England.
All right.
I like it.
Look out.
Thank you. That sounds logical.
Very possible.
Yeah.
You wouldn't trade 2 top 5 picks for a 72-year-old head coach?
71 prick.
And also, did you see his defense this past weekend?
Yeah. Did you see that, Tony?
I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it this week.
Yeah.
Thursday night football.
You don't want to.
The world awaits. Herbie was jacked. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, Herbie is jacked. I mean, coming off like the biggest football weekend of his life too. I feel like.
Yeah, he's everywhere. So same with that good boy Ben.
Yeah.
Let's go to another overreaction, shall we? Adam Scott Howard at Dark Passenger 33. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but the kid who looks like he should be scooping ice cream at your local Cold Stone is the best in the league. Brock Purdy is the clear-cut MVP. Did you see what he walked in wearing?
Yes.
Just the most, yeah.
He didn't get the all-black memo?
Well, I appreciate that they do have costumes over there. You know, and we're doing, we got all black for the funeral. And then there's some super high fashion guys in that particular locker room as well. Christian McCaffrey will really soup it up. Mm-hmm. George Kittle normally goes old school. That is Purdy.
Love it.
Is it light ranching?
Yeah, I saw someone say he spent $75 at Kohl's. I saw some people saying.
Yeah, they said this guy walked in wearing something that cost $75 at Kohl's and kicked your ass in your field or whatever. That's who Purdy is. Purdy is just like
ball. He's all about ball, man.
He's now the favorite to win the MVP. Wow. Brock Purdy, good for you. Mr. Irrelevant.
Wow.
2 years later.
Sunday morning, Jalen Hurts plus 150, Brock Purdy plus 900 this morning.
And then what?
Purdy just walked in, put his big nuts out.
All right. Yeah, that is what he did.
Okay, yeah.
That is, yeah.
You know where I was going.
No, I did not. I did not know I did not know that's where you were going, but he did, and he has. That's literally all he does since coming into the NFL. It makes no sense. I'm done with the conversations of this guy could do this, this guy could do this, this guy could do this. He's number 1 in everything, AJ. He's number 1 in everything.
It's something about, like, obviously a pinpoint accuracy, and I think he has a much stronger arm than some people give him credit for, obviously. Dano, we know, tried to say he can't throw the ball through a windstorm or whatever, the comment he did make. I think Brock's arm is very strong, but it's just kind of, doesn't he exude confidence when you see him, when you watch him on the field and see his demeanor? I feel like that trickles through everybody in the whole program. Like, okay, we got a dude, we just got to take care of our business. We know he's going to have us in this thing.
Real moxie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Genuine, you know? Genuine moxie, good leadership. They're going to compare him to all the greats real soon.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for it. Good for him. Good for the Niners. What a win in Philly. Let's go to another overreaction. This is from Nick at NickPock982. Hashtag I don't want to overreact. But Miami Dolphins are taking teams to Ponton. We aren't losing another game. Top 10 defense with this offense equals Super Bowl. Darius J. Butler, one of your teams, obviously.
Yep.
You feel the same way? We talked to Jaylen Ramsey earlier today. I like that guy a lot.
Yeah.
I like the way he plays football. This team can go win a championship?
Absolutely. Why not? Why not? We got all the pieces. 2 MVP candidates on the offensive side of the ball. We got Jaylen Ramsey, top 2-3 corner in the NFL. On the other side, Xavier Howard, another guy right up in that top echelon. Guys coming off the edge. Vic Fangio, where he's been in this league for a long time on the defensive side of the ball. Mike McDaniel's the leader. Why not? Obviously, you still got to beat some
hard knocks.
Still got to beat some big time, some good teams.
H-An's back.
He scored, got a tud.
2.
There's just always highlights of them laughing on the sideline in the fourth quarter like it's a preseason game.
Exactly.
A lot of those with this Dolphins team this year, AJ.
Yeah, and, I mean, you have Tyreek standing up for Tua online as well. When someone comes at Tua saying he threw a bad ball, and Tyreek said, no, it was actually I ran the wrong route.
Love that.
Unbelievable adjustment to make that catch how he did. Like, I saw that in real time, and I'm like, okay. I don't think people understand how difficult that is, what he did to locate it, other shoulder. Like, everything about the team, and obviously Tyreek Hill is just special.
Remember, Tyreek Hill could be the best punt returner ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
No offense to Devin Hester or any of these other guys, but Tyreek Hill was on his way to being the best returner of all time if he wanted to be.
Yeah.
Because if you hit a ball at all, he was scoring a touchdown. Like, that's just what it was. This is the one where he was turned inside, the ball was thrown outside. And I think because of his punt returning skills, he's able to easily locate, adjust, give me that, running at 20 miles an hour. It's awesome.
Like, what are you
It's
doing?
awesome.
Like, back up.
So difficult.
So 20 miles, you're hanging out of a car. You know when people don't do this, obviously it's dangerous. People used to do this.
Right.
Throw to somebody in a car or something like that.
Sure.
20 miles an hour,
Man.
just like if in a school zone. So you just boom, bang, no problem. How you doing? Into Tua, remember they were trying to say he's not going to be able to keep up with Tyreek. He's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Absurd.
Tua is.
Wes Welker, Miami
yeah.
Dolphins wide receiver coach, said could be, and obviously he's coaching them now, but he was teammates with prime Randy Moss. So it could be better, because he can run the whole route tree, his ball skills, different things like that. Obviously, he can take the top off.
We're not doing any Randy stuff.
Whoa,
on this
D-Bud.
show. We're not doing it.
Whoa.
I'm just saying
Those
what
are Wes-
the coach
those are
said.
Wes's.
That's
Those are
Wes
Wes's.
Welkers were out. Hey, look, Randy is number one all. Hey, look, the numbers, Jerry Rice. But if I had a draft to take any wide receiver all time, Randolph Moss, 1998 first round will be my pick.
Okay, good.
Good to know.
1,000%.
He was
That's
so
full
awesome.
name? Is his full name Randolph?
Yeah, it's Randolph.
That's awesome.
Him and Jay Will in high school.
Oh my God.
That was awesome.
Those highlights.
Randy Moss has a punt returner award in college.
At Marshall?
I think it's a whole.
Oh, for everybody.
I think so.
Shit.
I think.
Didn't know that.
I think. Yeah, I'm thankful he did it in the NFL.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Every once in a while, you look back there and it's like, buddy, you got 3 downs.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
You don't need this one, too.
You don't
What are,
need
you,
fourth.
what are you doing here? We don't need you out here. Get out. Stare at Antonio Brown is down there. Why is he out on the field? Like he's wide receiver 1. Why has he got to do this?
Up by 30.
Why is this guy on the field?
What's going on here?
Oh, he's gonna try. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, he's more. Oh, I'm faster than everybody on this field right now,
got
by far. No questions asked, and he did.
I miss AB.
He hit me with one of those right there. Boom.
What's he up to?
What was that?
Still on.
He's trying to decide which team to retire on.
Between
He is active on X.
Very, yeah. He's been dropping bars.
Let's go to another overreaction, shall we? This is Andrew Ward, the real SKJ. I don't know about the fake one,
Yeah, me neither.
but the real one right here.
This guy plays no games.
No.
Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but the Cleveland Browns playing with Sleepy Joe Flacco has me feeling like I'm a Shakespearean tragedy. Fucking drama, fucking twist, fucking agony. I envy people who are blind and deaf so they don't have to endure this shit show.
Good Lord.
All right, Andrew.
Andrew.
Joe looked good.
Andrew.
Watch a different game, Andrew.
Andrew, go on a walk, dude.
Yeah.
I think you need some air.
Good Lord.
How about that? The hashtag. I don't want to overreact.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for playing the game out there.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right, I think that's it for us. Remember, they got the Jags.
Yep.
I got the Bengals plus 10.
Let's go.
points, a lot of points.
I expect the Jaguars to put on a show tonight.
Me
I
too.
hope so.
I think the environment's going to be pretty epic. AJ, I think.
What's the entrance going to be for old Jackson DeVille?
He's definitely coming off the lights.
Has to.
He might be. What if he what if all of a sudden they're like he jumps out of a plane?
So the Duck, Oregon, the Duck
Yeah.
did something coming down.
Oh, yeah.
And the Duck is phenomenal. Great mocks. Great mocks.
Very good.
Good personality, the whole thing.
Puddles.
Watching, I don't think it wants to go by Puddles anymore.
Really?
I thought that was his name.
I don't know. When I said it, I got a nasty
Oh, controversy?
one of those. I don't know. The Duck's got a lot of personality, even though it doesn't talk. I really appreciate
got good
that
signs.
Duck. And it's got moxie, and it was doing like a bungee jump thing.
Yeah.
And it got like it went viral, big news.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jackson DeVille is literally doing front flips from like 10,000 feet. Look at this guy. This guy is gonna go nuts tonight.
Can't wait.
Nuts. Just wait. I'm serious. You gotta remember, one of the members of the family there owns a professional wrestling organization. They get the show.
They know.
I think it's gonna be.
I
one.
think he's He's going to put on a fucking show tonight.
Hey, let's go, Jackson.
Come on. Like Luda-esque, perhaps, too. Maybe he's doing the ludicrous come down rapping one of his favorite songs.
I don't know if he talks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
It's kind of their thing.
Committed.
Was there a mascot that spoke?
I don't think.
I can think of one.
Who?
They speak with their eyes and their mannerisms.
Sometimes, usually, Blue will tell you his whole life story if you go.
What?
Which I love. No, which I love.
No.
I'm Pie Debbie?
Never heard.
Yeah, same guy. Same guy. I'm a huge fan.
Do human mascots, like the Mountaineer, who are actually like humans just wearing a costume, do they talk?
Oh, yeah.
So the Mountaineer,
Yeah.
because it's a beard, they dress normally.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen him on the sideline going like, "Let's go."
You see him walking through campus though too. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a Mountaineer right there. That is the action.
So
You can't
some
really
mascots
hide.
can.
Yeah, they're humans.
The animals. I'm not sure the animals do.
Yeah, the Notre Dame guy.
Yeah, he does. Arr! He's doing that all the time.
What was that?
Arr!
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because he ran up on the set.
Exactly.
He's a leprechaun, but in his part time, he's also a pirate.
You're one of these.
Yeah, but
He's a tussler.
Old school.
Why I oughta.
Yeah, he's a fighting Irishman.
pugilist.
Hey, Notre Dame was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
It was. They showed up for
That was up there.
How about how many people that were there?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was sweet.
They were very kind. That is a football place.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. Touchdown
What
Jesus.
bowl game are they going to?
The Who Cares Bowl.
They are out.
You
Haven't.
can't be a part of the media that says that.
No.
We need these bowls to matter.
It's going to matter.
You could win real money in these bowls.
Bingo.
This is the time to do it.
True.
A lot of eyes on these bowl games.
Notre Dame needs money.
A lot of eyes on these bowl games. All right. We're going to get the hell out of here. We appreciate you. We apologize to everybody that's just learning of what our show is, that has had to work this show.
I feel very bad.
You know what I mean, AJ? Think about these people. They work like with the get up. Think about how professional.
Very professional.
Little different feel, you think, in the studio today?
I couldn't even imagine. I am so sorry.
Stephen A. and Greeny were great, though. I saw them come on the set. They were great.
Yeah, it was good to see him. I didn't know Stephen A. was going to stop by. That was very kind of him. And obviously his show was running while we were loading into here, so he couldn't say what's up. But Greeny stopped by before we went live. Incredibly kind. Incredibly kind.
McAfee?
Always good to see him.
Yeah, that is.
How about how professional he always is?
I know. He's the best. Best in the biz.
And his shoe game.
Unbelievable.
Strong.
Shoes are always absurd.
I didn't realize how good his hair to beard ratio is.
Solid.
Yeah.
He's got a good barber.
Great. I saw it right here.
Stephen A. too. Hey, a little bit.
Jacked?
Yeah, a little bit.
Stephen A. is jacked. They're both, both of them, are they both runners? Do they run, because they both are in great shape?
Wait, I don't know. All these TV people, I do wonder what they do.
I think
Bike,
Stephen A.
their big
box?
bike. Oh.
Stephen A.
He definitely boxes and works
does.
out, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah. I know you can hoop.
Yeah.
You got a hooping background.
Got a little Floyd in him.
Bum, bum.
That was for his shoulder surgery recovery.
Yeah.
Nobody said that's why everything was low.
Him shadow boxing though.
Right. There's a boxing gym right outside of our hotel, so.
Are you going?
No.
I thought you were.
You can just go in there and fight somebody?
I don't know.
Is that how those work? I've wondered.
Yeah, you step in and say, I'm here to fight your biggest, baddest guy. And then you take over the gym.
That's
the way it goes.
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't know
Pokemon.
that's actuality though.
Bingo.
You should go in there. You like undefeated.
This is why I think of this. Yeah.
There it is.
He was in shoulder surgery.
Two piece.
Why is he punching that guy on the ground?
What are you talking about? He knocked somebody out. They were trying to get back up. He said, "Get down, and that was a friend.
Okay.
Down,
Also,
You're back down, I'm up.
in his defense, if you're actually in a fight and you like punch someone in the thigh, they're not thinking you're gonna come and
Not expecting
hit them
that.
with a
Dead leg. All of a sudden, their base is gone.
Hit him with
Left leg
the
down.
Charlie horse.
You
out
get
of
a
nowhere.
Charlie horse?
yeah, exactly. Ooh, drop him.
And then all of a sudden, coming right back up top.
Imagine you're gonna fight and then every step. That was a good one. That was smart.
So you work the kicks, work the leg. Yeah.
That's like when UFC people, fight random people and they give them a leg kick early, and the guys kind of realize when they get the leg kick, oh shit, I've been off a little too much. It's awesome.
That was we were doing that that fighting with those people. Remember that? Like 2 weeks. We were going down into the UFC fighters.
Oh yeah.
That was a bad idea.
Lytle.
Yep.
Matrione.
Yep.
Who else was in there?
Who's the dude?
2 other guys.
The professional trainer who did roofing too.
Yeah, but he had like 3 UFC guys in this gym I mean like this. It was a house pretty much, and it was just a pad.
Oh, like AQ.
And then but it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't nice.
It wasn't
though.
in a mansion. Though. It was in another. We were in there rolling with these people and doing this whole training thing.
Yeah.
Like if boxing gyms are like that,
Threw
I
up
would, no
day
thank
one,
you. Yeah,
yeah.
I puked.
Yeah.
The guy, to your point about kicking in the leg, shin right to my
Ooh,
thigh.
ooh,
Just as soon as I'm just standing there, just standing there. How you doing? Hey, I'm gonna throw this thing. This is where you need to throw it at. Boom. Okay. Well, now I got a Charlie horse.
Yep. Big welt.
Boom.
Okay.
And then we're gonna roll a little bit. Okay. We're roll. Boom. Oh, I'm down. All right. Ace broke both my arms. Okay, that's awesome. Is it like that in the boxing gyms? You walk in and there's just like, you want to spar? Yeah. And then you got Floyd Mayweather Jr., whoever the next one, just fucking pounding your face.
That's certainly possible. I mean,
see, that's why I'm staying in virtual reality. You wanted me to go in there.
But you could just go in there and like hit the speed bag. Just be like, nah, I just gotta get the speed bag working. Just
jump rope, show off a little bit.
I'll be over
One
here.
of these things.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have no idea if I can pull it off.
Then hit him with the jab to the quad, and then who's laughing then?
Boom. Boom. Bam.
I think what you do is you do go in there and you
Good.
say, hey, I'm just going to hit the speed bag a little bit. And then, like, you're so impressive on the speed bag that the number one fighter in that gym does get mad and then says, hey, kid, get in here.
Hey, that's what happened to Creed.
That's not what I'm basing all this off of.
All right, let's get out of here as we continue to tell more documentaries.
Yep.
The show's a special one, always will be. And I couldn't fathom how many enemies we made today.
Neither.
But
no more than normal.
It's an honor, genuinely. And we'll be back here tomorrow.
Let's go.
Aaron Rodgers will be joining us.
Let's go.
In this studio.
Can't wait.
A one-on-one sit-down? Or?
Well, funny you say that, actually. If you could zoom out a little bit. I'm thinking about.
There it is.
Yep, right over there.
Should dramatically walk over there too tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow on the Pat McAfee Show. We will be live in New York City on Pier 17 here in the Seaport area, and I will be sitting in this chair right here. And in that chair, will be 4-time NFL MVP and ayahuasca user, Aaron Rodgers.
Are those steps real?
We will get to the bottom of all of the news that you would like to know about, including did that guy actually tear his Achilles?
Oh.
Did he? I don't know. We'll ask. He'll be right there. He's 40 now. Maybe he'll be different. We'll find out on JSPN.
He's got to come down that spiral staircase, though. You start with a one shot on you, and then he comes down the staircase.
What is this even? That's a good
Oh,
question.
sure. There's definitely a room up there.
Ride the banister. Ride the banister down.
That'd be awesome.
What is up here?
Richie Rich.
I love that we're exploring the space.
You have to.
Yeah.
What's up there?
I hate to be Nope, I'm not ruining it.
It's Greeny's office.
No,
Greeny's office.
Trap door.
If he's going to go up there, he's going to have to be crouching on one of those. I don't know if there's anything up there. I might have missed the door, but I think that's a Fugazi staircase.
Oh, come on.
Crouch would be a good test.
I think it's Fugazi. It's been a good window.
Yeah.
Beautiful backdrop. But
Love
boats
that.
been
Good
going
window.
by all day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Getting
there's
dark out pretty early over here on the East Coast.
Yeah, it is.
This place is so nice.
Yeah.
Absurd. Even walking in, it's like, holy shit. This is where like real people work.
Hey, great work on the. Hey, great work, man. You too.
Good rig.
Yeah.
Good rig.
Good usage of the rig.
Great
If you
rig.
think about it, he had to stay on his toes for 3 hours and 35 minutes.
Just for that.
Oh, now I go.
Yeah, and hey, guess what?
Crush
Ready.
Showed up.
Yep.
He's a closer, dude.
Exactly. Mo
He's a
Rivera.
closer, bro. We're gonna,
Enter Sandman.
because we'll clip that.
Yeah.
Put some
Oh, yeah.
dramatic news. Hold on.
Yeah.
Have to.
Bum, bum, bum.
Talk's already on it.
Yeah, for sure. He needs to sleep a little bit more. Talk. Our TikTok editors, hey, we appreciate you, Talk. You need to slow down.
Well, what he really needs is to
Drink water?
Yeah, get that blood pressure down
Sorry,
before he dies.
This guy's a bloodhound. You know those dogs that they say that'll just sniff until they die?
Yep.
Yeah.
This guy will edit till he's dead.
I respect that.
Just can't help it. Just locked in.
Yeah.
Captioning. Earpiece in for the live show. Other headphone in for the edit. He's a machine. Talk, you're the man, pal.
What,
Love you, Talk.
Stop
Throw that
eating-
roast beef.
Stop eating those energy gels from the gas station.
He said us runners do that.
Yeah, bingo.
He said, I think it's a runner's thing.
Marathoners. I run half marathons, so
All right, this has been a marathon today.
for these people.
Yeah. See, normally Mondays we go for another
bingo.
Yeah. But I am just because of probably smart. All right. Well, from New York City, in the Brooklyn Bridge, and all the wonderful humans that live here, even the ones that are dumping on the sidewalks that you might walk through.
That's right.
We appreciate the hospitality. We can't wait to be back tomorrow. Thank you to everybody here at ESPN who's made this possible. And be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Goodbye.